get non-stop mentoring till your final revision. Here, preparation becomes structured, practice becomes strategic, and performance becomes predictable.
With Lakshya Prelims 2026, prepare with precision, perform with confidence.
To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. %, of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. Current affairs. Every aspirant knows it's crucial. Yet it's the one area that becomes chaotic the fastest. A couple of missed newspapers, a skipped magazine, PIB piling up. And before you realize it, the backlog starts controlling your preparation. But imagine if that entire year of current affairs was organized for you. That's what PT 365 brings, a complete year of current affairs for Prelims 2026, taught in just 60 focused hours. All major sources, newspapers, PIB, Yojana, Economic Survey, Budget, important reports, compiled into one streamlined program. A pure prelims first approach, so you study only what matters, nothing extra. Flexible learning with live classes or online sessions at your pace. Expert mentors who break down complex issues and clear doubts instantly. And integrated Sandhan practice, over 25,000 MCQs personalized to your strengths and weaknesses. This is how current affairs stop being overwhelming and starts giving you a real advantage. Join the batch starting from 8th January at 5 pm and command your current affairs for prelim success. To register or any queries, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. The prelims clock is already ticking. While most aspirants are still planning, the cutoff race has quietly begun. Today, prelims is decided by how strategically you revise GS, how confidently you handle CSAT, and how consistently you perform in tests.
Vision IAS brings you the Lakshya Mentoring Program for Prelims 2026, starting 15th December, designed to convert preparation into performance.
You get a multi-layered GS revision system that reinforces concepts again and again. You train with relentless CSAT practice that builds real exam confidence. Your current affairs stay perfectly integrated with static GS. You practice on 25,000 plus high-quality questions through Sandhan. You track your readiness through test series and smart quizzes. And you get non-stop mentoring till your final revision.
Here, preparation becomes structured, practice becomes strategic, and performance becomes predictable. With Lakshya Prelims 2026, prepare with precision, perform with confidence. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
%99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. Current affairs. Every aspirant knows it's crucial. Yet it's the one area that becomes chaotic the fastest. A couple of missed newspapers, a skipped magazine, PIB piling up. And before you realize it, the backlog starts controlling your preparation. But imagine if that entire year of current affairs was organized for you. That's what PT 365 brings, a complete year of current affairs for Prelims 2026, taught in just 60 focused hours. All major sources, newspapers, PIB, Yojana, Economic Survey, Budget, important reports, compiled into one streamlined program. A pure prelims first approach, so you study only what matters, nothing extra. Flexible learning with live classes or online sessions at your pace. Expert mentors who break down complex issues and clear doubts instantly. And integrated Sandhan practice, over 25,000 MCQs personalized to your strengths and weaknesses. This is how current affairs stop being overwhelming and starts giving you a real advantage. Join the batch starting from 8th January at 5 pm and command your current affairs for prelim success. To register or any queries, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
The prelims clock is already ticking. While most aspirants are still planning, the cutoff race has quietly begun. Today, prelims is decided by how strategically you revise GS, how confidently you handle CSAT, and how consistently you perform in tests. Vision IAS brings you the Lakshya Mentoring Program for Prelims 2026, starting 15th December, designed to convert preparation into performance. You get a multi-layered GS revision system that reinforces concepts again and again. You train with relentless CSAT practice that builds real exam confidence. Your current affairs stay perfectly integrated with static GS. You practice on 25,000 plus high-quality questions through Sandhan. You track your readiness through test series and smart quizzes. And you get non-stop mentoring till your final revision. Here, preparation becomes structured, practice becomes strategic and performance becomes predictable.
With Lakshya Prelims 2026, prepare with precision, perform with confidence.
To register, visit our website or call us on the given number.
99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. "99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. 99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. 99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. 99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. 99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. "99% of UPSC prep feels like you are studying. Only 1% actually moves you forward. The trick? Knowing the difference. At Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation, that 1% is the entire design. Classes that connect facts to frameworks. So study becomes thinking. PT 365 and Mains 365 that teach what matters, not what exists. Tests that turn mistakes into patterns, not panic. Mentorship that trims noise before it turns into burnout. A structure where even revision has intent. Stop calling it hard work if it is not progress. Join Vision IAS GS Foundation course, also available through live or online classes. Batches starting at Karol, Bagh, Delhi on 12 November at 8 am and 25 November at 5 pm. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and current affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and current affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and current affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you
into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and Current Affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and Current Affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers. All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and Current Affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
हेलो ठीक है, आवाज आ रही है? ओके, गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। क्या हाल है? सम फेमिलियर फेसेस, सम न्यू फेसेस, सम स्माइलिंग फेसेस। आ जाओ कब? सो टुडे इज ज्योग्राफी 3 years prelims PYQ, है ना? How many of you have attended the other subjects PYQ? That's very good. That's very good. And how many are giving 2026 prelims? Raise your hands. Okay, what about 27? Good. Okay, settle down, class. Before we continue, how many here are only comfortable in English? ठीक है. Anyone who's only comfortable in Hindi? ऐसा तो नहीं है. ठीक है. Okay. Because this is English medium session, so I was assuming. देखो, before beginning, you must have heard a lot of toppers talk about do the PYQs, faculty is telling do the PYQs, right? Now PYQs are extremely important, and the right time, to be honest with you, the right time to do PYQ is before you join the coaching, before you do the foundation, etc., right? If you do the PYQ during that time, of course, you will not understand a lot of things, clear? But what will you understand is the things or the topics which UPSC feels important, so they keep on asking the same themes again and again. For example, isotherms has been asked in 2025 prelims, 2024 prelims. Same question, same concept, everything same, right? So once you understand this repetition of theme, when you do the foundation classes, you'll realize, this thing that teacher is teaching right now is extremely important for prelims. And the same exercise has to be done for mains as well, okay? Secondly, doing the PYQs will help you in solving the questions. Sometimes the questions are solved not only by the factual knowledge of the topic. Sometimes there is some English word which will come help you. Sometimes there is elimination technique, right? Sometimes you will see that the question is different in the last 5 years or 6 years or 10 years, but the concept is same. For example, greenhouse effect is a concept. Uske basis pe you will see multiple questions have been asked in the last 13 years. I'm talking about 2013 onward. Clear? So ye jo analysis hai, you can only do if you do these kind of sessions. Okay? Of course, you can do it yourself, but it's recommended, especially for new students, to attend such sessions, right? So that you have some sort of hand holding, some help. Another advantage is how UPSC frames the question. You will understand from PYQs. Okay? From in both, again, I'm not just talking about prelims, I'm talking about mains as well. Okay? You'll start realizing, okay, there's a pattern of, for example, the language they are using, pattern of how the options are being formulated. All right. So PYQ in essence is a gold mine that will help you clear the exam, right? It's a non-negotiable in our opinion. All right. Now today is geography PYQ, so we'll start, and of course our focus is the last 3 years, 2025, 2024 and 2023. In 2025, 24 and 23, we have had 13, 18 and 13 questions. Clear? We'll go backwards, 25 se start karke. Now it's very difficult to say exactly geography, this question belongs to geography, this question belongs to environment. Understand? So there can be a overlap. Some environmental questions sometimes are categorized in geography as well. But broadly around 13 question, 18 question and 13 question are from geography, and similar kind of number is present in environment as well. If you take the two subjects together, then approximately 1/3 of your prelims is from geography and environment. Okay? Of course, these are not, to be honest with you, these are not different subjects. Clear? In fact, in optional geography, environmental geography is very important topic that you study. Okay? So if you're comfortable with Geography environment, 1/3 of prelims is sorted, and that's a big chunk. Sometimes 35, 36 questions out of 100 are from these sections as well. Okay? Now, if we look at the topics that are being asked, now these are the topics I have divided in geography. This is 2025, 24, 23, and then total question. So let's start with mapping. Now mapping, of course, we have 5 questions and 1 question, but यहाँ पे you can't say Indian mapping is only 1 question, because a lot of these drainage wale question also sometimes are categorized in maps, right? Your rivers, for example, your Danube River, Volga River, Ganga, Brahmaputra, Krishna, all of them. So I've put it here in the drainage system, but you can think or take it as a topic of mapping itself, which shows you that a big number, a big chunk of the questions are coming from mapping. Okay? You need to be strong in this section. Mapping agar strong nahi hai, geography, there's a good chance you might suffer. Okay? And I'll show you in the questions how. Then Earth and solar system, your rotation, revolution, these kind. We've had 3 questions. Geomorphology, we've had 6 questions. Evenly spread, 2, 3, 1 like that. Indian physiography, 2 questions. But look at climatology. Now this is, if you remove mapping, the most important topic of geography is climatology, right? Now climatology, unlike economic geography, is a highly conceptual topic. इसमें रटने का नहीं है. You don't have to cram up a lot of things. If you understand science very well, for example, if you understand some concepts very well, okay? Then world drainage systems. That means the world rivers, lakes, etc. We have 2 questions from both world and Indian drainage systems. Oceanography se we have 1. Biogeography or soil, vegetation wale question we have 2. Then we have economic geography. Look at this. World economic 4, Indian economic 2. That means UPSC is also focusing on this minerals part, right? Especially primarily most of the questions have been linked to this advent of renewable energy revolution that we are witnessing. So you will find a question on lithium, nickel, cobalt, all of these things. Okay? Then agriculture, may you have 2 questions, crops related, and then population and settlement, may we have 2 questions. Okay? So if you have to focus primarily without leaving any of these topics, mapping and climatology are extremely important, and if you do geomorphology as well, then you have a good chunk of your geography sorted. Okay? Now before, of course, starting with the questions, I've divided the questions in terms of difficulty. If you look at the easy, medium and difficult, 25 may we had 7, 2, 4, easy, medium, difficult. 10, 5 and 3, that means a lot of easy questions are coming. And this was the year when they ramped up the climatology questions. Suddenly, lots and lots of climatology questions had come. All of those questions were fundamental in nature, from your notes, from your NCRTs, based on concepts. Okay? 23 may we have 3, 5, 5, but overall if you look at the last 3 years, we have had 20 easy questions, 12 medium difficulty, and the third is difficult question. So if you feel, some students say ki sir, geography nahi hota hai, I say why? So questions are very difficult. Then you tell them that is not the reality. Clear? You probably tried to understand geography or studied geography in the manner you studied polity and history. Polity and history are factual subjects. Ratna hota hai, articles and all of these things. Right? Polity and history mein. But geography, economy, these subjects need understanding. These subjects needs concept building, explanation. Okay? Once that part is sorted, you'll have the confidence to do very well. Now, if you ask the nature of question, that means, sir, how many fundamental questions are being asked? How many current affairs questions? So if we say F is fundamental, this is fundamental applied, current affairs applied, fundamental plus current affairs and unconventional question. That means the most difficult one, the unconventional one is labeled U. Now see the division. The maximum questions are your fundamental in nature from your NCRTs, your concepts. Clear? Easily doable subject. Then fundamental applied, We have यहाँ fundamental 22 था, fundamental applied is 13. That means application of the concepts is another 13 question. ठीक है? Out of 44, total questions last 3 years में are 44. Half of them are fundamental, 13 fundamental applied. Look at this. Current affairs and current affairs applied 2 and 2, because geography में normally current affairs is quite less. Environment में they ramp up current affairs, right? Fundamental plus current affairs 4 and unconventional is only 1 question. So again, this notion, this idea that geography is difficult is not proven by the data. Okay. Look at this, the sources that you need to follow for the last 3 years questions. So we have essential material, that means your notes, your NCRTs, your standard books. You have reference material, your value addition material, etc. You have essential news, that means the current affairs, the magazine, and then you have random read. Random read is anything that you're reading on internet. Clear? So if we again look at the question, most of the questions out of 44 are from essential material. Do the classes very well, do the NCRTs very well, and you are good to go in geography. Of course, you have to supplement it a little bit with current affairs and a few mock tests, and you're done. Okay. 6 are reference material, again 6 are from current affairs, and 2 are random read. Right, so this is the insights that we need to first understand before we jump into the questions. Any question till now? बढ़े आगे? चलो. So let's start with and this is the sequence that will follow in this class. ठीक है? तो वर्ल्ड मैपिंग से स्टार्ट करते हैं. अच्छा, before we start, one more thing. The factual content related to the question I have given in the PPT, in the slides itself. You don't need to write the answer, okay, the points. Everything plus something else is given. The way we will crack the question is something that you need to write. Understand? So don't focus on the content only this session. Also try to see beneath the surface. For example, how are we able to crack the question? Sometimes even when we don't know the answer. All right. So focus on writing those kind of things. Let's start with the first one. So the first question is 2025 mein we have certain countries and the question is Andes mountains pass through how many of the above country? Now was this easy, difficult or medium level? It was easy because we know the answer. Anyone who gave 25 prelims, please raise your hand. They will tell us the reality. How was it? Easy or difficult? Exam mein easy becomes difficult, right? Because the pressure here is quite high and you're not thinking in a calm manner. Exactly, the option formulation is such that you can't really eliminate, right? So exam mein main bata raha hu aapko easy hoga. Very basic question, sometimes you will mark it wrong. You know why? Overthinking. Right? You will think UPSC cannot ask this question. So you will do reverse psychology and you will end up marking something wrong. So in UPSC, one rule you have to remember is if your preparation level is good, that means you're getting good marks in mock test, trust your gut judgment. The first thought that comes to your mind, trust it. Clear? Don't doubt it, don't question it, just mark the answer accordingly. If your preparation level is good. Clear? ऐसा नहीं है कि तुक्का मार रहे हैं and sir ने बोला है my first tukka will be the right tukka. No, you can't do that. Alright. Now in this question, how to answer these kind of question, of course, mapping में. So South American map hai. Now let's roughly try to place these in the map. The way to do it is of course by looking at the biggest country in a continent, right? So let's look at Brazil. So in the South American map, roughly if we make, Brazil is somewhere around here. Argentina is down here. Between Brazil and Argentina, we have Uruguay, Paraguay and Bolivia. ठीक है? If you know this much, you're very close to the answer already. Clear? Even if you know the big ones. Now, यहाँ पे you have Chile, the long one. Right? El Nino में we study something, Peru current, remember? तो यहाँ Peru है, ऊपर, Ecuador और ऊपर Colombia, Venezuela, this is Paraguay. Okay. With this knowledge, now let's try to answer. Of course, we know Andes is on the western side of the continent. So now let's do the Andes. So Andes is here. ठीक है. Chile में है, Argentina में है, right? Now we are not sure. We are not sure about Bolivia. Okay. Let's say we are not sure. Exam में ऐसा होगा, we are not confident. So one thing is sure, Brazil cannot be the answer. Brazil is towards the eastern side. Okay. Then 100% Paraguay also cannot be the answer. We are anyway doubtful about Bolivia. Paraguay का तो chance ही नहीं है, right? And you will have to trust your gut here. वहाँ पे भी doubts आएंगे exam में, but just trust yourself. Clear? So that means, and इसमें Colombia 100% is answer. Ecuador 100% is answer. Venezuela 100% is the answer because it's very close, Venezuela and Colombia, this region. So now we are left with Bolivia. So the game is around Bolivia, right? And of course, Bolivia is part of Andes. Mountains may, please remember, mountain ranges are not one line that you draw on the map. Usually they have large extensions, both in east-west and north-south directions. Okay? So here you had to take that step of confidence. Around Bolivia was the question. So यहाँ पे, if we try to mark it, the answer is only 4. ठीक है? Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador and Venezuela. ठीक है? Slightly difficult in the exam setting because you are not relaxed. So you might end up getting it wrong. Alright. Now let's look at the map. And अच्छा, यहाँ question के bottom left में I have given if it's easy, medium, difficult, fundamental or fundamental applied, what kind of source is required. Okay? For your notes purposes. So this is the map. This is what we had done. Brazil. This is Bolivia, Paraguay, Uruguay. This is Argentina, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela. Right? So we were correct in our mapping at least. And this is your Andes mountain. Okay? So it's present in Chile, Argentina, Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela. 7 countries it passes through. Simple, eh? Now one more thing. Let's say you have done this question, right? A normal aspirant will do this question, will do it very sincerely. Map ko dekhega, samjhega. But somebody who's a potential ranker of next year or next to next year, what they'll do is they'll start writing the themes from the question. So they'll say, acha, UPSC is asking question from South America. Right? So South America mapping wala chapter becomes important. Andes, they're asking questions. So these are the 2 themes that I will focus on. Andes mein, for example, its formation, a geographical question could be asked. Andes are formed due to what type of convergence? Continent, continent, ocean, continent, ocean, ocean. Understand? This could be a potential question. And this is how themes get repeated. Clear? And we don't know if Andes type of question could be asked only in geography. Clear? Could be asked in IR, could be asked in economy, anything. That's not in our control, but Andes as a topic is under the watch list of UPSC. Okay? That's why these themes get repeated year after year. So the answer here was C. Anyone who got C in 25 prelims? किसने सही किया था? You marked it correct? You cleared prelims as well? Okay, it was exam में it was slightly tricky question to answer, है ना? चलो, let's come to your notes. Everything is given here. Don't worry about the notes. Okay? Watch the session. Try to understand non-answer related things in this session. Okay, that'll help you fetch at least 5-10 marks extra in the exam. चलो, let's come to next question. Next question is, consider the following water bodies and they're asking through how many of them the equator pass. Now, was it easy or difficult? This was an extremely difficult question, a criminal question to be asking such innocent souls, right? We have barely heard of some of these lakes. Tanganyika तो चलो पढ़ते हैं हम East African Rift Valley के topic में, right? But rest of them तो we barely study. And then even in class when we tell the student that Equator and Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, these are important latitude. We tell them to focus on the countries through which they pass, right? Lake पूछेगा was nobody imagining. So what to do in these kind of question? Skip with confidence without affecting your mind, because sometimes in one set it's possible the first 5-6 questions are the difficult ones. Understand? There was a student of mine, I think 21-22 attempt, very good doctor, potential ranker, brilliant mains answer, everything. The first 3 questions that she attempted were from sports in that year, which was bouncer. Normally UPSC does not ask question from sports. उनके पहले तीनों क्वेश्चन स्पोर्ट्स से आ गए. She started panicking, right? When you panic, you need at least 5-10 minutes to calm your mind down. UPSC Prelims में you don't have 5-10 minutes to calm down, right? It's only 2 hours you have. उसमें से भी 20-25 minutes you need to bubble. Is that clear? So that's why tell your mind it's okay. I'm not able to do these 6 questions. Maybe on the next page I'll do all 6 of them correct. ऐसा होता है, trust me. चलो. Let's come to Tanganyika, Tonle Sap and Pathos. So these are the 3 lakes. Let's look at Tanganyika. Where is Tanganyika, guys? Africa. These are the countries. ठीक है? इसमें normally trick question ये होता है because now this theme, equator passing through things has been asked. They might ask the countries maybe in 27 or wherever. Just remember Equatorial Guinea. The country has the word equator in it, but equator does not pass through Equatorial Guinea, right? Usually UPSC's questions are around some trick. They love tricking the aspirants. Okay? So countries एक बार ये देख लेना. These are the 13 countries. But let's come to our question. Now in Africa, these are the main lakes that we focus on, right? ये Rift Valley में, of course, we have eastern wing of Rift Valley, we have the western wing, and beach में we have the largest lake, Lake Victoria, which is not part of East African Rift Valley. Another trick question UPSC can ask. ये rift में नहीं है, गड्ढे में नहीं है, valley में नहीं है. Is that clear? And in this Rift Valley, Africa is splitting. Clear? So after millions of years, Eastern Africa, these countries, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Somalia, they will become a separate island or separate continent. Is that clear? So यहाँ पे equator passes somewhere around here. So Lake Victoria से equator passes, yes. Edward से it passes, yes. But Tanganyika, which is the longest freshwater lake in the world, equator does not pass through, right? It's a very, very difficult question to answer. ठीक है? Because in exam it's impossible for us to make such detailed and zoomed in maps in our mind. Possible ही नहीं होता है. Okay, so this is what they had asked. Second is Tonle Sap. Now Tonle Sap is in this region of Cambodia. It's the largest freshwater lake of Southeast Asia. देखो lakes तो important पूछी हैं, right? Because they are the largest of that region, right? Or largest or longest freshwater something in the world, right? So they are important lakes. Now Tonle Sap is a very unique lake, right? Why? Because firstly, before we come to Tonle Sap, देखो main river of Southeast Asia is Mekong River. Again, because Tonle Sap has been asked, now this Southeast Asia ka mapping becomes very important for you. Is that clear? That means UPSC is now focusing on this. And if you do the 13-year PYQ session, you will realize Southeast Asia has been asked so many times, right? There was a question, arrange the capital of these countries from south to north. ये भी आया हुआ है. So that means UPSC is repeating Southeast Asia. 1 year they'll ask river, after 2 years they'll ask lakes, they might ask capitals, they might ask mountains. Is that clear? But Southeast Asia पे question आएगा. So this Mekong River यहाँ से China से originate होके it flows through the border of Myanmar and Laos. Then it flows through Laos, then through the border of Laos and Thailand. Then it flows through Cambodia and Vietnam, right? One of the favorite topics of UPSC is border rivers, be it international or be it within India. ठीक है? They love this topic, and of course Mekong River is very important. Now why I'm telling you about Mekong River is because of this is your Tonle Sap lake. Now what happens is that at the southern end of this Tonle Sap, you have a river called Tonle Sap River, right? So what happens in this is, during the monsoon season, when Mekong River is overflowing, this Mekong River gives that extra water to Tonle Sap River. Tonle Sap is a tributary of Mekong. So ये क्या करेगा? The flow of the river in Tonle Sap, instead of being like this, reverses during monsoons. And Tonle Sap lake gets filled. This lake is very important for the people in this region. Their industries, their livelihoods, etc. are linked to this lake. Understand? So this El Nino, La Nina that we study, they also study it. Clear? So good monsoons, bumper monsoons means more water in Mekong, more water in Mekong will push more water in Tonle Sap. So instead of flowing from north to south, Tonle Sap river starts flowing from south to north, fills the Tonle Sap lake. During dry seasons, winters for example, your normal flow of the river will continue and the Tonle Sap river will take water from the lake. So on an annual scale, there is a directional change in the flow of Tonle Sap river. This is a very unique type of phenomena. Okay. So this is your Tonle Sap, and of course equator does not pass through this region. If I tell you equator, equator is somewhere down near Singapore. Is that clear? So this region say equator does not pass. Let me see if we have. Do you see this region? This is your Cambodia wala region. Equator on the other hand passes through the Strait of Malacca, Singapore region, Indonesia, this region. Clear? That's why a lot of people like traveling to Indonesia, Singapore. अच्छा मौसम होता है. Temperatures are never above 30, 35, right? It's below that. The last is Brazil. Now see, this is Brazil. Okay? Patos Lagoon. Now Brazil passes through equator passes through northern part of Brazil. That means the Amazon rainforest. Clear? That is why you have evergreen rainforest in this region, because it's an equatorial region. Patos Lagoon on the other hand is towards the southern side. Clear? So again it's far away from the equator. And again this is the largest coastal lagoon in the world. Longest, lengthwise, longest coastal lagoon in the world. It's somewhere around here. Okay. Again a difficult question. Chhod diya, no problem. Okay. Be happy that you're not losing your marks through negative marking. Any question? All of this information is given, so no worries about the content. Answer is done. Mark kiya tha? Anyone? Good, smart. Anyone who marked in 2025? You marked? What? You marked only 2. So again, hardly any student would have gotten this right. Don't lose your marks through negative marking. Okay. Chalo, let's come to next question. Next question is region and country. Again, easy or difficult question? It's difficult. Acha, anyone who watches football in the class? You watch football? Premier League and all? Anyone else? For them now, is it easy question, difficult? Super easy question. That means your hobbies are sometimes help you crack a question, right? Do not let go of your hobby. Do not become dull. एक तो interview में suffer करोगे. Secondly, your hobby sometimes can help you crack question. First, Mallorca. Double L is silent in Spanish, right? Mallorca is in Spain, and there's a football club. Yes. So Italy is wrong. Normandy I think you should know. World War II हमने पढ़ा है. It's in France. Good. The 1944 Operation Neptune, Normandy landings we call it. So many movies, Oscar-winning movies have talked about. Most of the movies, especially if they are American movies, they will focus a lot on Normandy Beach, because Normandy Beach पे your Allied forces came to help France. Okay, and then they defeated the German forces. Sardinia, where is Sardinia? It's in Italy. So answer is, but what does this question tell us? Forget the content. Anything else, any theme that is important? What do you learn from this question? एक तो ये है कि जो मेडिटेरेनियन रीजन में स्पेशली आइलैंड्स हैं, नाउ यूपीएससी हैज एन आई ऑन दिस. क्लियर? दे विल आस्क क्वेश्चन. Number 1. Number 2, whenever there is a match the following type of question, the right answers are always given in the second column. I'm not saying they are matched. They could be completely mismatched, like in this case. But we know Mallorca, the country which it belongs to, has to be somewhere here. Normandy has to be somewhere here. Sardinia has to be somewhere here. Clear? So don't blindly try to think where is Sardinia. Look at these countries and see if something clicks, something you're able to remember. Okay? Majority of the match of the question following may, I have seen this pattern. Right? So answer is D. Again, it was a difficult question. Let me show you the locations. So this is Spain. Now these islands are called Balearic Islands. Clear? इसी में आता है आपका Mallorca. This is the island. ठीक है? They had asked this. Then there are Sardinia. This is Sardinia Island. It belongs to Italy. And another famous island of Italy is Sicily. Have you heard of it? In what context? Pizza, Sicilian pizza. Okay, or Godfather, crime. Right? Your organized crime. A lot of this originated from Sicilian mafia, we call it. Right? Good. And the third was? Now Normandy is northern part of France. ठीक है? यहाँ से they came to help the French. The Allied forces came to help the French. ठीक है? Again, if you look at this map, you have to look at everything. अरे ये क्या है? Narrow channel. What is this? English channel. What is this? Bay of Biscay. Everything becomes important. This is another way to prepare for your exam through test series. You don't always have to pick up your notes and do the A, B, C, D. No. It gets boring after some time. Test yourself and through the solution try to get some answers. So if this is the region we are talking about, then this is English channel, right? This is the Strait of Dover, right? And these two ports, Dover and Calais in France, these are called packet stations. It's given in NCERT, but difficult चीज नहीं है. Types of ports may you study this, right? Ferry ports, all of these terms are used for this. ठीक है? Ferry मतलब जो छोटी ship होती है ना, ferry we call it. Goa में, Western Ghats में, a lot of states में. So small ship will go, leave the people, parcel, etc. Even car, bike, they can carry, है ना? And then they'll come back. So there is across smaller distances. ठीक है? Across the width of the river or some small strait or channel. Right? This was in news. Because 1944 में हुआ था, so we had what, 70 years or something? है ना? 80 years. हाँ, 80 years in 2024. That was another reason this question had been asked. Right? Newspaper में extensively this was covered. Their personal stories, what happened. Normandy में when these allied forces came, they were open. They were shot everywhere. Right? Because they had nowhere to hide. They were coming in the sea. Germans on the other hand were hidden in the bunkers at a height. They had made the bunkers on the beach. Okay? So, and this is how they came. This was for their protection. But Germans were at a height, so many people lost their lives. Okay? And in Western countries, allied countries, this Battle of Normandy landings is usually taught to children as a story of strength. Right? So this is the whole story. Isko ek baar add it in your notes, whatever I have mentioned. Let's come to next question. Now next is 2024 mein they are asking 4 countries. And question is how many of the above countries have border with the North Sea. Now forget North Sea for a second. Let's try to place these 4 countries. So let's say this is Germany. Russia is somewhere around here, east mein, right? Where is Norway? Somewhere in the north. Norway, Sweden. Now see, all you need to know in this is कि Germany के ऊपर you have Denmark, and then there is a narrow channel. West में lie करता है North Sea, East में lie करता है Baltic Sea, and somewhere around here you have Finland. If you know roughly this thing, this is Germany, then one thing is clear. Even if you don't know where is North Sea, one thing is clear. Answer can either be Norway and Germany, or it can be Finland and Russia. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Because of their location, either these two, Norway and Germany, are around a water body, right? Or these. That means Norway cannot be together with Finland and Russia. So this gives you certain elimination chances. Clear? In this case, the elimination was still not possible. But if there is elimination without even knowing where North Sea is, you can start eliminating and get some answers. Sometimes if your luck is good, you'll directly come to the answer. Okay, you'll have to do this and you'll get extra 2-3 questions correct. This is the map. Look, Norway, Denmark, Germany. That's all you have to remember. यहाँ से narrow inlet है. This is North Sea, this is Baltic Sea, this is your Finland. ये पूरा Russia है. Russia is also this part, right? Kaliningrad, yes, between Poland and Lithuania. So Russia has access to Baltic Sea from this side as well. ठीक है? So ये ध्यान रखिएगा. Now North Sea में we have Germany, yes, Norway, yes, Finland, Russia. So the answer is only 2. But please try to focus on what I'm saying. Even if you don't know where North Sea is, don't quit on the question. एक rough map बनाइए and see if through elimination you can get to the answer. Right? Through locations you can get to the answer. So the answer here is B, Germany and Norway. ठीक है, ये zoomed in है, same thing. This is North Sea, this is Norway, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, France, UK, Scotland, all of these countries are there. Okay. अच्छा, Denmark, may please remember Denmark also has 2 islands, Faroe Islands, and then further this side you go, you will find Greenland. Greenland belongs to Denmark or Mr. Trump? Pakka? But it has been in news now, right? Whatever the president of US says becomes important for UPSC because it comes in the news. Okay? So Greenland, important. Falkland Island, important, right? Whatever is being talked about, important. Chalo. So answer is B. Let's come to next question. Next is the longest border between any 2 countries in the world is between. Now look at this question. First, forget what is written in the question. Whenever the question does not have multiple choice, as in only 2 correct, only 3 correct, 1 and 2 correct, that means this format of question, there is a statement and there is directly A, B, C, D. In these kind of questions, never read the options. Never read the options first. Only read the questions and try to get to the answer in your mind first. The moment you read the options, your mind is now confused. Right? Trust me, exactly this thing will happen in the exam. Even if you know the answer, you will get it wrong. In this case, for example, think about 2 countries and you will say, higher USA and Canada, and then there is Alaska side also, which belongs to USA, na? Pretty big, right? Russia is also big, but Russia does not have a big country to share border with, right? Kazakhstan and all are smaller countries. So let's say in your mind you said, I think I'll mark my answer as USA. Write it down, don't keep it in your mind, and then read the option. If you don't do this, if it's in your mind, the moment you read Chile and Argentina, now your mind is on a journey, right? Like, हाँ यार, Chile भी तो बड़ा है, right? Andes, oh my God, longest mountain range on land. Okay? All of these things will start coming. Don't fall into that trap. Okay? Whenever it's direct ABCD, write the answer and then come to the question. What is the answer here? Look at this, Canada. And also there are so many lakes, etc. Right? So curved boundaries hota hai, to total length becomes even larger. Then there is Alaska as well. Right? Russia, Kazakhstan is not so much. Chile, Argentina again is not so much. And India, China, of course, we know it's 3488 kilometers. Okay? So the answer is US, Canada, 8890 kilometers. Quite long. Then you have Russia, Kazakhstan, 684846, Chile, Argentina, 5308, and of course, India, China, 3488. We are not interested in the kilometers exactly. We need to understand how to answer the question in prelims. Take care. And estimations of visual memory, good visual memory students usually get these correct. Okay. And this is why in the first class of geography, we'll tell the students to buy the world and political map of India. Because you cannot prepare for all the questions. Okay? But through that photographic memory, sometimes you'll be able to get to the answer. Chalo. So the answer here is A, Canada and US. Let's come to Indian mapping. Now Indian mapping you can merge with Indian drainage system as well. I've already told you, rivers wala hai. Now isme there was a question in 2024 with reference to Himalayan rivers joining the Ganga downstream of Prayagraj from west to east. One more thing, and please keep writing these things down. You have to mark / underline with your pen. Especially those who are answering mock test online. It's a very dangerous exercise to do. Please get a printout and start using your pen. You know what happens sometimes in exam? From west to east, you end up answering east to west. Hota hai aisa, time is a problem. So please start underlining. Okay? So west to east. Now this is a very simple question, guys. Ganga ki tributaries mein what do we tell? Problem yahi aata hai, G, G, G. What we say is from the east to west, it's alphabetical. So G, A, G, H, A ke baad H, G, O. That's all you have to remember. So we know for sure from west to east, it'll be Gomti, Ghaggar and Gandak. But that's also given in C as well as B. So now, where do you place Kosi? Kosi is in Bihar, right? So of course, it's the last one. Wo bhi Patna ke eastern side pe. So we are pretty confident the answer here is B. Done? Let's look at the map again. This is Gomti. It originates in UP itself, and of course, Lucknow lies on Gomti. This is also a PYQ that they had asked in previous year. Okay. Question was ki Lucknow lies on Ganga. They wanted to trick and check if you know your geography. Then this is Ghaggar. Right, originates in Tibet, beyond Nepal. Gandak originates in upper parts of Nepal. And then you have Kosi, again originates in Tibet. The reason its course is so long, originates in Tibet, it brings a lot of sediments. That's why Kosi has a problem of shifting its courses. That's why this river is called Sorrow of Bihar. Clear? Course shift कर लेती है. कैसे करती है? इतना sediment load है, it's able to make its new way. Simple. So answer is B, and this is everything that you need, the source, etc. The names. इसको घर पे एक बार add it in your notes. Again, the theme Ganga tributaries, especially the west side they have asked. So maybe next year, the east side tributaries are waiting for you, right? Your Son rivers, your Yamuna, tributaries of Yamuna, all of these are potential questions, right? And लिख के ले लो, यही होगा. आप तो यही हो next 3-4 years, right? अरे मतलब next year में तो IPS बनोगे ना? Then you'll have to give again to become IAS. Character building तभी होता है ना, slow. But you will see that the themes are getting repeated. Okay. Chalo, answer is B. Let's come to the next unit, which is Earth and Solar System. Earth and Solar System, and let's start looking at the questions. The first is, consider the following countries. How many of the above countries have more than 4 time zones? Kya question hai? This again a criminal question to be asking. such poor souls. So they have given 5 countries and they've asked which of them have more than 4, right? So greater than equal to 5 time zones हमें चाहिए. United Kingdom, अब देखो how to think is, let's say first you have the content, you get the answer, great, you're a genius, right? Hardly any student will be able to crack prelims through this route because questions are so varied. So what you have to do is start thinking which of them are colonial countries. Colonial countries के पास islands होते हैं across the oceans. So one island in Pacific, one in Atlantic, 2 in Indian, right? And वहाँ पे they declare a time zone. Understand? So UK, it's the most notorious colonial country, है ना? 9 time zones. So of course it has more than 4. Denmark, colonial country, and now you also need knowledge of Denmark also has Faroe Islands and Greenland as of now. Greenland itself has 3 time zones. ठीक है, बड़ा है ना एरिया में. So यहाँ पे भी you have 3, 4, 5 time zones. Clear? अभी ठीक है? Then New Zealand. Now New Zealand and Australia, these are not, and even Brazil, these are not colonial countries, है ना? They suffered colonialism just like India. One thing we know now is that 1 and 2 will have a lot of time zones based on our concept. I'm not saying we'll always be right. We could be wrong. But what we need is 6, 7 times we are right out of 10. That's all we need to clear prelims. Okay? So stick to this, using some logic to crack some question. Now New Zealand has 3 time zone, one for the mainland and then it has 2 island, one in the east, one in the west. Okay? So Australia, it has 5 time zones. Clear? Now this is something that you needed to know. That's why it's a difficult question. Don't touch. Don't even waste time in such questions. Padha, toba, move. Right? Why to waste your precious 30, 40, 50 seconds? Right? जो नहीं होना होगा वो first reading में you know this is quite tricky. Clear? And then Brazil. Look at this. Brazil has 4 time zones. And now read the question. Don't you think it's very bad? आप इतनी मेहनत करते हो, you work so hard, and then they trick you on this कि 4 नहीं होने चाहिए, it should be more than 4, right? So the answer is only 3: UK, Denmark, and Australia. Clear? Which country has maximum time zones? France, 12, है ना? And then you have Russia 11, then US, but there's a doubt कि 11 है, 9 है ना? They claim it's, they claim 2 islands and they say हमारे 11 time zones हैं. That's what USA says, ठीक है? So these are your time zones. Again, everything is given here. Don't worry about that. And these are the areas of Denmark. Because this North Sea was asked, so I'm thinking this area is becoming more and more important. ठीक है? ये Faroe Island है, belongs to Denmark, and this also belongs to Denmark. This is Iceland. Why is Iceland famous? It has mid-Atlantic ridge on the surface. Clear? Mid-Atlantic ridge की जो स्टडी है एक लेडी ने की थी, सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के टाइम सोनार की स्टडीज फेमस हुई थी. स्टडी किया उन्होंने, मैप बनाया बैठ के थ्रू द सोनार रीडिंग्स. That's how we got to know there is a mid-oceanic ridge in the Atlantic Ocean called mid-Atlantic ridge. Proof was found in Iceland. Ki yes, this is true. Unfortunately, she was not given the credit. ठीक है? She submitted her findings to her superior. उन्होंने publish कर दिया. ठीक है? Now, fortunately, in the last decade, we are reversing the trend and giving the rightful credit. Okay? One more thing, this place, why is this famous? Svalbard. Someone said something. Santa Claus? ऑब्जर्वेटरी है इंडिया की. व्हाट इज द नेम? आइस क्यूब. आइस क्यूब तो यार एक तो हम पीते हैं, एक वो रैपर का नाम है, दो ही हैं. बट व्हाट इज ग्रेट हिमालय कॉल्ड? हिमाद्री. नॉर्थ में है ना. सो वी हैव आवर आर्कटिक स्टेशन इज इन स्वालबार्ड कॉल्ड हिमाद्री. ठीक है. दिस प्लेस स्वालबार्ड इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम यूपीएससी's perspective. All right. What are our names in Antarctica? Research station names. भारती, मैत्री, दक्षिण, गंगोत्री. Right? One of them was made defunct. अब उसको सिर्फ हम ट्रांसपोर्ट वगैरह के लिए यूज करते हैं. But this topic is important. ठीक है. So make sure that you have the research stations in your notes as well. चलो. So the answer is C. Difficult question. Something you had to. हाँ जी. कहां पे? 2025 में इसका आंसर की आ गया क्या? हाँ तो यार अब उसमें दिक्कत है ना. ओनली ऑप्शन वी हैव राइट नाउ विल फॉलो दिस, बट ओनली ऑप्शन वी हैव नाउ इज वेट फॉर यूपीएससी's ऑफिशियल आंसर की. ठीक है. सो वी कांट ट्रस्ट एनी अदर सोर्स एज ऑफ नाउ. ओके. ये भी आई नो द कंट्रोवर्सी, हमें तो लाइव पता है ना, बिकॉज some students are like, sir I'm getting 91, what if I'm not cracking prelims, I'll go to the high court etc. तो हमें तो लाइव पता चलता है जब बच्चे कहते हैं सर कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चन है. बट यस देयर वाज अ कंट्रोवर्सी इन दिस. ठीक है. बट राइट नाउ प्लीज टेक ओनली 3 एज द आंसर. चलो लेट्स कम टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. नेक्स्ट इज वी हैव 2 स्टेटमेंट्स. क्या पूछा है? करेक्ट. अगेन मेक इट अ हैबिट. लिख लो इसको, दैट आई हैव टू मार्क if it's correct or incorrect. Make it a mechanical process. देखो, circle करो. Only in 2, 3, 4, 5 question you'll find the word incorrect. Right? Again, if you're attempting in the last 2 minutes and you have 5 questions to attempt, trust me, आपको ये नहीं दिखेगा. Clear? So again, make it part of your muscle memory. देखा, circle किया. चलो, question is, another in Siberia and Nome in Alaska are few kilometers from each other, but when people are waking up and getting set for breakfast in these cities, it would be different days. ठीक है. different days है, हमें पता है. ठीक है. now the second is another, यानी साइबेरिया में if it's Monday, then Nome यानी अलास्का में it's Tuesday. right? so what is the topic from which they have asked this question? International dateline, time zones, international dateline. You're right. Of course the answer is A, but let's try to understand how. देखो ये है इंटरनेशनल डेट लाइन. बेसिकली दिस इज द प्राइम मेरिडियन. यहां पे लंदन है. ठीक है. ग्रीनविच. सो यहां से यू हैव द 0 डिग्री लॉन्गिट्यूड. इसके ऑपोजिट जो लाइन है, राइट. सो इफ यू गो ईस्ट ऑफ इट 1 2 3 4 5 डिग्री ईस्ट, ईस्ट 180 डिग्री ईस्ट, वेस्ट 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 180 डिग्री वेस्ट. 180 डिग्री ईस्ट एंड 180 डिग्री वेस्ट लाइन ओवरलैप्स है ना बैक साइड पे. That line will be called international date line, IDL. Now this international date line is not straight, it's curved like this to accommodate various islands. You don't want कि एक island में west side में Monday है, east side में Tuesday है ना. So that's why they have, it's zigzag. So this is Siberia, this is Alaska. Now let's say Siberia में, now what happens is we say sun rises in the east. That's what we say. India में भी अरुणाचल में पहले आता है. Of course we call Japan as the land of rising sun, which technically is wrong. The first sun you see is in these areas, right? Just west to the international date line. Now why sun rises in the east is because Earth is rotating from west to east. That's why to us it looks like sun is rising from the east. So that means if we stop the rotation of the earth and if we assume now let's move the sun like this. So sun will travel like this, complete the circle, come here and reach this place. ठीक है? Effectively that is the rotation. But let's start moving the sun just for understanding. तो sun ऐसे move कर रहा है. Now let's say यहाँ पे Monday है. Siberia में it's Monday. Sunrise हुआ. Now sun यहाँ से rise होके it's moving. By the time it comes almost here, It's approximately 24 hours. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Clear hai? Chalo. Now these are your locations that were given in the exam. Anadyr, Siberia mein, and Nome, Alaska. And this is your international dateline. So look at the question again. When it's Monday in Anadyr, yani Siberia, what should be the day in Alaska? Sunday. It's not Tuesday. Yaad rahega? Again, please don't cram it up. No ratification. Take care. Do the process in your mind if you see this kind of question. Because you can only ratify this fact, right? But if your concept is made, there could be 10 questions that can be asked on that concept. Take care. So that's why ratification is not helpful in exam. Chalo, answer is A. Let's come to next one. Next is on June 21st every year. Which of the following latitudes experience a sunlight of more than 12 hours? ठीक है. What happens on June 21? Summer solstice. Solstice means standing sun. What happens on summer solstice? The sun is overhead on Tropic of Cancer. Simple. So these are the 4 latitudes. Let's forget that for now. Let's first understand the concept. In revolution of Earth, these are the 4 positions of the tilted Earth around the sun. So if see Earth जो है ऐसे vertical नहीं है. Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees from vertical to orbital plane. ठीक है? So if this is the sun, this fist is the sun, how you have to do questions of revolution and tilted axis is you have to keep the earth static, as in look at the steel rim and focus on how I'm revolving. Okay? Imagine there is sun in the middle. See, focus on the steel rim. Focus. And this is how you have to revolve. The mistake students make is they do this. You can't do that, your concept will be wrong. When you do this, you are inculcating rotation in the concept of revolution as well. Rotation is only 24 hours, is hardly anything. So we can ignore rotation when we are doing revolution. It has to be like this. Is that clear? So in this position, sun is overhead on southern hemisphere, Tropic of Capricorn. In this position, sun is overhead on northern hemisphere, Tropic of Cancer. In these 2 positions, the tilt matters. The tilt is like this, it's not like this. So now the tilt does not matter. On equator, equinoxes, solstices. Okay, and this is the diagram they have made here. So ये summer solstice की बात हो रही है. Summer solstice में you have the northern hemisphere tilted towards the sun. This is the sun, and this is the diagram. That means sun is overhead on Tropic of Cancer. So if we make circle of illumination, that means that vertical, that circle around the globe, which divides the area between daylight side and night side. ठीक है, उसको कहते हैं सर्कल ऑफ illumination. So in this case, this will be that circle. That means east of it there is sun, west of it there is no sun. Daytime, night time. Now the question was, on which latitude you will have more than 12 hours of sunlight? You want to see the question again? देखो, experience a sunlight of more than 12 hours. Clear? अब आओ इस पे. Let's say you're on equator. That means this is the shape. Clear? Your northern hemisphere is already tilted. Clear? So on equator, even if you rotate one day on 21st June, what will happen? All the places will be here only. Any city will lie on this latitude, which is equator, which will have 12 hours, half 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. 50% of equator is in daylight side, 50% is in dark side. 12 घंटे दिन होगा. But now if you come to any latitude above it, any latitude, you will start having more hours of daytime. Clear? So इसके ऊपर आओगे, 12 hours, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours, 6 months at North Pole. Do you understand? This is how it increases. And you can see that. Look, Tropic of Cancer pe, place a city. Let's say there is a place here. Now rotate the earth on 21st June. What will happen to this? This is the time in of the night side, and this much it will be on daytime. Which is longer, daytime or night time? Clearly, it's clearly good 13-14 hours of daytime. Is that clear? So using this, you can do the answer. Okay, this concept has been asked repeatedly in the last 13 years. Okay. Any question? So bas ab answer karo. Which latitudes will have time more than 12 hours? Equator, Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, Arctic. Arctic is 66.5 degree north latitude. Any doubt? These are again tricky concepts. If you feel there's a doubt, feel free to ask me. Okay. Chalo, let's come to geomorphology. Geomorphology mein 25 mein they had asked a question straight from NCERT, which was evidences of continental drift. Now you have three statements. Kya pucha hai? Correct pucha hai. Okay. Now look at the option. Now these options are there to help you. Clear? Always use them. If you're not, then you're basically not giving your 100%. Right? You'll always have that 5-10 marks lesser because you're not taking any help. The options tell you a story. What is that story? That either only one statement is wrong or none of them are wrong. Clear? Now with this mindset, read the question. Right? So what you have to do is, you only have to find for that one wrong statement if there is. Okay? Chalo, the evidence is the belt of ancient rocks from Brazil match with those from Western Africa. Of course, 2000 million years old rocks hain. Dono Brazil and Africa mein you have the perfect match. This is South America, Brazil, Africa, you have perfect match. Okay? Second, the gold deposits of Ghana are derived from Brazil plateau when two continents lay side by side. अब यहाँ पे देखो, this is the present world map. यहाँ पे घाना है, घाना में भी find gold, but gold की source rock नहीं है, right? How is it possible that we have gold, but उसका source rock is missing because source rock कहाँ पे है? Brazil, right? So Alfred Wegener, who gave this theory, he said that these two continents were once joined together like this. इसको कहते हैं jigsaw fit. They fit like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay. Then the Gondwana system of sediments from India is known to have counterparts in 6 different land masses of the southern hemisphere. So Gondwana system, basically there are some types of sediments, coal sediments, glacial sediments, which have certain similarities in 6 different land masses in the southern sediments. Okay, isko hum, for example, we write it in the form of glacial deposits. Dekho, glaciers, just like rivers, they deposit something when they move. Clear? The things river deposit, we call it alluvium, which is fine silt. That's why it's very fertile. That's why the name alluvial soil. Right? Similarly, glacial deposits also deposit something and we call it glacial tillites. In short, we call it glacial till. ठीक है? ये जो glacial till है, it's found in South America, Africa, Madagascar, India, Australia, Antarctica. Clear? बार बार आ रहा है क्या डिस्टर्बेंस? ओके, लेट्स होप. नाउ यहां पे अगर नॉन ग्लेशियल टिल है, लेट्स से कोल्ड रिलेटेड कोई डिपॉजिट है, नाउ दैट वुड स्टिल मेक सेंस कि ठीक है, इट कुड बी फाउंड. द क्वेश्चन वेगनर आस्क्ड वाज दैट हाउ कम यू हैव ग्लेशियल डिपॉजिट्स इन दीज रीजन. टेक इंडिया. इंडिया में ग्लेशियर कहां से आ गए? वो भी सर्दर्न पार्ट, पेनिनसुलर इंडिया में. इट्स इम्पॉसिबल. इट्स ओनली पॉसिबल if all of these were once joined together and all of them were around the South Pole. Clear? That is why this is the diagram that we make for Pangea, that all the places were once joined together in the form of a supercontinent called Pangea, and they were placed near these islands. These continents were part of a single supercontinent, and they were placed near South Pole. ठीक है, जो अब Southern Hemisphere वाले continent है, ये सब नीचे थे South Pole के पास, and they started moving towards Equator, right? So these are the 5 deposits you have to remember: jigsaw fit, rocks of same age, distribution of fossil. Take these Mesosaurus को लेते हैं. GS में only one example is more than enough, right? ये optional का diagram है, so don't start reading everything. Mesosaurus क्या है? अब Mesosaurus के जो fossils हैं, वो हमें मिले. Clear? We found it in Africa, found it in South America. But this Mesosaurus, through studies we found out, it can only live in shallow, fresh water, fresh to brackish water. Basically, it cannot survive in salt water. Plus, it can only survive in shallow water, cannot survive in deep water. इन दोनों जगह पे कैसे मिल सकते हैं? There is 4800 kilometer of Atlantic Ocean in between. Mesosaurus तो नहीं जाएगा तैर के in the past. Clear? Only logical explanation is that these two places were once joined together. तो fossil evidences भी हैं, placer deposits भी हैं, right? यानी gold के deposits. Then you have glacial deposits as well. This is glacial deposits. This line below this. Okay? These are the 5 evidences we have to remember. Alfred Wegener gave this theory in 1912. He was not a geologist, he was a meteorologist. That's why nobody took him seriously, right? Other scientists called him pseudo-scientist, fake scientist, right? So he was ridiculed and he died not knowing if he was right or wrong. ठीक है? ये सब जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं, this was proven correct in your 1960s, right? When sea floor spreading and plate tectonics came. But he was one person who gave a revolution in sciences by telling that continents are not fixed, they move, they drift. चलें? So answer here is D. मार्क किया था किसी ने? 25. हाँ, sorry, C 1, 2 and 3. It was a fairly simple question. NCERT से था, है ना? So another thing we are seeing is कि यार NCERT in geography is quite important. Next देखो, correct पूछा है, okay. Now this was slightly tricky question, but not difficult. Question is in the context of effect of water on rocks. One more thing, in 25 they asked this format where they had given 3 statement, right? So was it a shock for new students? कैसा लगा when you were sitting in exam and you saw कि 3 statements are being asked? Again, all you need to do is stay calm. Firstly, whenever you panic or you see an extremely difficult question or you see 10 questions in sequence which are extremely difficult, please tell yourself that the cutoff will be very, very low. I trust my preparation. I was getting 80, 90 in Abhyas. I was getting good marks in my open test. Clear? If the questions are difficult, they are difficult for everyone in India. Calm your mind down. Okay? And then try to do this. Ab in this one, there were 3 statements. Questions. पहला कह रहे in the context of effect of water on rocks, chalk is known as a very permeable rock, whereas clay is known as quite an impermeable or least permeable rock. One thing is, if you read the option, the options will tell us that statement 1 is correct. They're not even asking you if statement 1 is correct or not, right? So a lot of my students, they came out and they said, sir, I spent 5 minutes in assessing if statement 1 is correct or not, right? This is called presence of mind. You need to have that to become an IAS, IPS, IRS officer, and that is what they are checking. That is why sometimes sports question, bouncer. Sometimes new format question, bouncer, right? They want to see if you are strong here or you start panicking when things don't go according to your plan. Okay? So यहाँ पे statement 1 is correct. Now statement 2, they are saying chalk is porous and hence can absorb water. यानी chalk की porosity है. अब देखो 2 term होती हैं, porosity and permeability. What is porosity? Number of pores. Simple. So pores is, number of pores is porosity. And permeability is ability to allow water to pass through. So one thing we know for sure कि हमें chalk का चलो नहीं पता है, but clay का तो पता है. Why? When our water leaks in our bathroom and kitchen, what do we put? M-seal, right? And M-seal is a clay. In fact, you open M-seal, there are two different colors, and then you have to mix and match. So basically, you're putting clay because clay is impermeable in nature. It will not allow water to pass through. Is that clear? Chalk, on the other hand, is porous and hence can absorb water. और यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? Chalk is known as very permeable rock. Now, see, there are some linkages between porosity and permeability. Okay. For example, if a rock has high porosity, that means a lot of pores. Do you think it will have high permeability or it will have low permeability? It will have high permeability, always. Now this is where we come to good. This is where we come to the concept of interconnectedness of pores. Look at this diagram. So this material has no pores, no gaps, right? So and it's non-permeable. Clear? अगर इसमें से आएगा नहीं तो permeable कैसे करेगा? Unless it has cracks. So don't think in non-porous will always be non-permeable. Clear? Pores नहीं है, it's possible इस rock में major cracks हो, ठीक है? फिर permeable हो सकता है. So there's no certain rule. You have to think किस तरह का question है. Then second, look at this. Lots of pores and they are well connected with each other. So porosity high. If you put water, permeability is high. But look at this one. There are pores, but they are not connected to each other. Porous है लेकिन impermeable और non-permeable है. Is that clear? So chalk has high porosity, yes, and it is highly permeable because it has connected pores. तो अंदर pores भी ज्यादा हैं. If you put water through chalk, water will pass through easily. Clear? That's why when you were in school, teacher used to use chalk. Are you from that generation with या फिर वो स्मार्ट पेन एंड वो वाला जनरेशन है? तो चौक को इफ यू put in water, right, and you will see कि पूरा outer surface भी गीला हो गया है, right? Everything is wet, inside, outside, etc. Because the pores are well connected. You could have actually thought in that manner and gotten the question correct. Chalk on the other hand is, sorry, clay on the other hand, it's saying it's not at all porous. Now, another principle, rule that we have to remember for prelims, absolute words provide us some hints. A lot of times these could be wrong. They make the statements wrong. Words like only, words like absolutely. Is that clear? Only, absolutely. Anything absolute, strong word hai. Be very careful, it's a red alert. On the other hand, if they've added words like generally, usually, there is a good chance, I'm talking about 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 times, it will be correct. They add these terms like generally, usually to remove the exceptions. ठीक है? ताकि कल को बच्चा हाई कोर्ट ना जाए और बोले देखो, then UPSC can say, but we use the word usually, normally, generally. Is that clear? Good chance it will be a correct statement. Whenever I tell my student this, you know what they do? Only आ गया तो wrong, usually आ गया तो right. I'm not saying that, guys. Please read the question also, but take the help of the words. Okay. So it's saying clay is not at all porous. Not at all porous. Such a absolute wording to be used. Now clay is actually highly porous. Okay. If you compare sand, silt, clay, porosity increases and permeability decreases. Clear? Clay में pores होते हैं, लेकिन clay is very unique. Clay first of all has a lot of micropores. Look, sand, silt, clay. Clay में क्या है? पहली बात तो बहुत छोटे, very very small pores होंगे, but their number is quite a lot. So that's why the porosity of clay is very high compared to sand. ठीक है. Sand will have 35-40%, but this one will have more than 50%. ठीक है. That's because of so many micropores present. Secondly, the structure or the shape of pores in this is elongated. Clay में जो pores होते हैं ऐसे होते हैं, very very elongated. Clear? So that means pore space is increasing. But clay is impermeable. उसके multiple factors हैं, depends on what type of clay. Sometimes, very rarely, these pores will not be connected, so it will not be permeable. But that is the not the main concept. The main concept is, if you zoom in these elongated pores, they actually look like and water has to pass through this, right? And they are elongated very long distances. Clear? So इसको कहते हैं winding structure है, ठीक है? So it becomes very difficult for water to pass through, right? Number two, if this area is pore, the central part, ये pore है, side में clay है, clay material है, clay has certain surface tension and adhesive property. वो पानी को अपने से चिपका के रखता है. It sticks the water onto its surface. ठीक है? On the inside. So water is not moving freely through the pores as well. Does that make sense? So this is the reason water gets stuck inside the clay, or clay is impermeable. ये question इन्होंने पूछा था. ठीक है? Anyone who attempted this question? क्या mark किया? You marked C. Only one of 2 and 3 is correct. Most of the students marked C in these kind of question, है ना? They said कि यार 2 and 3 में से एक तो wrong होगा, एक सही होगा. So let's try and take our chance. But if you use concept, it's very good. Third statement is wrong. Second is correct. Second explains the first statement. Any doubt? Okay, so please understand, clay has very unique properties that you need to remember. Okay, everything about clay, chalk, everything is given here. Take your time and you can read it as well. Chalo, answer is C. Let's come to next question. Again, match the following type of question hai. 24. Region, mountain and their nature or their type. So Central Asia mein it's saying Vosges. Where is Vosges? Border of France, Germany. Mainly it lies in France, but it also overlaps in Germany. And what kind of mountain is it? Block mountain. ये तो पढ़ाते हैं क्लास में. One of the most famous example of block mountain is Vosges, Black Forest, all of these, है ना? In your France, Germany. So fold गलत है. Europe में Alps है, correct? It's a block mountain. It's a fold mountain, right? So what they have done is they have interchanged these two. Come to North America, Appalachian है North America में. It's a fold mountain, right? True. South America, Andes, it's a fold mountain. Anyone here who does not know what fold or fault block mountains are? Fold mountains are when plates come together and sediments get folded. Sediments or sedimentary rocks get folded and they rise to form mountain. Clear? Alps, Appalachian, Andes, Himalayas, all of them are fold mountains. Block mountains happen when plates move away from each other and faults are created. One part will go down, other part will be a mountain. Is that clear? So that is block mountain. So this was a relatively easy question, है ना? Mark किया था exam में? Got it correct? अच्छा 24 ज़्यादा पुराना हो गया, right? ये है फ्रांस, फ्रांस में वॉस्जेस, यहाँ जर्मनी है, ठीक है? अब एग्जाम में सब कुछ देख लो, जूरा भी देख लो, एल्प्स भी देख लो, मैसिव सेंट्रल कैन बी आस्क्ड, क्लियर? शैम्पेन इज अ रीजन इन France, that's why the name Champagne. Anything from these maps can be asked. Okay. Normandy beach, again already. So ऐसे 24 will help you in 25, 25 will help you in 26. And these are your Andes mountain, these are Appalachians, these are Alps, okay? Himalayas, all of them are given here. Answer is B. First and second are wrong, third and fourth are correct. बढ़े आगे? चलो, लेट्स कम टू नेक्स्ट. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. करेक्ट पूछा है? करेक्ट पूछा है. स्टेटमेंट 1, 2, 3 अगेन सेम फॉर्मेट. सो नाउ वी नो स्टेटमेंट 1 इज करेक्ट. ठीक है, सो लेट्स नॉट वेस्ट आवर टाइम देयर. रेनफॉल इज वन ऑफ द रीजंस फॉर वेदरिंग ऑफ रॉक्स. एंड सी, लुक एट द लैंग्वेज, प्लीज इसको इग्नोर मत करो. Always read how they are using the English. These kind of statements are not wrong. 7, 8 out of 10 times. Okay. Now second and third, rainwater contains carbon dioxide in solution. हाँ, carbon dioxide है, gas present है, rainfall हो रहा है. They add and form carbonic acid. And they will do chemical weathering through the process of carbonation. ये H2CO3 especially कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट को इजीली डिसॉल्व कर देता है. राइट. एंड यहीं से आपका आता है टॉपिक कार्स्ट टोपोग्राफी. ओके, देखा होगा आपने ग्वाटेमाला या कहीं पे एक बार, देयर इज अ वेरी फेमस फोटो की ट्रैफिक का जो एरिया है रेड लाइट पे, द होल लैंड इज गॉन, नीचे लैंड ही नहीं है. राइट, देयर इज ओनली अ होल. क्लियर? एंड दैट टाइप ऑफ होल इज कॉल्ड सिंक होल. सो कार्स्ट टोपोग्राफी में अगर इस क्लासरूम के नीचे के लाइमस्टोन रॉक्स होती, राइट, एंड फॉर हंड्रेड्स, थाउजेंड्स, लैक्स ऑफ इयर्स, इफ दिस कार्बोनेशन इज हैपनिंग, H2CO3 is coming through rain, and our rock is limestone, the same thing would happen again. It's possible all of us will go down. Clear? That is the nature of chemical weathering. Then third है, rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. बिल्कुल, atmospheric oxygen rainwater में होता है, and the process through which it leads to chemical weathering is oxidation. Any example? हाँ, आयरन में आप एटमॉस्फेयर ऑक्सीजन में बाहर छोड़ दो बैल्कनी में यार, आयरन रॉड, इट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू आयरन ऑक्साइड. व्हाट इज दिस? रस्ट. क्लियर? दैट्स व्हाई समटाइम्स यू विल यूज अ सिजर आफ्टर 3 months एंड ये क्या हो गया, right? Or an iron rod you put in the balcony, and after a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you'll see, especially if it's rainy. Clear? That's why we are talking about rainwater containing atmospheric oxygen. So both these statements are correct. Both of them are reasons for weathering, chemical weathering पे question है. Answer is A. Both statement 2 and 3 are correct. Both explain statement 1. नहीं, these are processes. और atmospheric oxygen मतलब O2, right? Elemental oxygen is O, right? So they just want to make sure that you know कि atmospheric oxygen, rainwater, water, in fact, the water that you drink, it also has oxygen inside it. One property, one concept you can write down. If you heat the water, the oxygen decreases. लिख लो इसको. इस पे आएगा question. Because global warming is happening. Understand? So what is happening in the ocean? Amount of oxygen is decreasing. It's called ocean deoxygenation or aquatic deoxygenation. Pick up the monthly of this month and you'll see this topic. Last month, sorry. Right? Write down, if temperature increases, water loses the oxygen dissolved in it. Okay? Just remember this logic. Chalo, so answer is A. Again, lot of these conceptual questions are coming from NCERT. I hope you have not bought any book for geography except GC Leong. ठीक है? You don't need to buy anything for geography. History में लेना है, polity में लेना है, ले लो, because वहाँ factual questions हैं, right? यहाँ पे it's not needed. चलो, everything that we discussed given here. So you'll get the slide. Next देखो. There are 4 things and they are asking how many of the above are products of volcanic eruptions. So pyroclastic debris, जो fragments होते हैं material के जो volcanic eruption के साथ आता है, that's present. True. Ash and dust, yes. Nitrogen, sulfur. Let's take a 30-second break. Any question, anything you want to say, बोल सकते हो, क्योंकि online भी students are sitting ना. हेलो हेलो, ठीक है, ऑडिबल? और बताइए. ठीक है, सो टू आंसर हर क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज ऑनलाइन भी हेल्प कर जाएगा ये क्वेश्चन. द if you have some subjects remaining, instead of panicking or getting worried, just start doing polity, economy, whatever that has been done. Make sure that you are very good on those subjects in December, January, so that you have your February, March, April free for some of the remaining topics. ठीक है, it's in your hands, the strategy. Any other question meanwhile? Okay, you have a basic question. Basic question ही तो अच्छे होते हैं यार. हाँ, अगर if you look at it from above, so it goes anti-clockwise. So what happens is sun is here, and in the same orbital plane you have all the planets. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, all the planets are in the same one. That means if I take a knife and if I slice through the middle, it'll be the same orbital plane. So इसी plane में all the planets are moving around the sun. So all the planets normally, ideally, because they have come from the same formation, so they started moving in this direction. This is west to east. Or if you look from above, it's anti-clockwise. But due to certain things which happened after the formation of planet process had started, Venus and Uranus, unpe there was some collision or something, and their axis tilted more than 90%. Okay? So the moment, if it's west to east, and if the moment it's more than 90%, it'll become east to west. Clear? That's why we end up saying that Venus and Uranus are exceptions to the rule. But when they were formed, ये पूछ सकता है UPSC, because it's not given in any book. पूछ देगा, when Venus and Uranus may have been formed, they were also rotating from west to east, and you will say yes. Clear? Because the formation of solar system is explained by the same Laplace theory. ठीक है, पढ़ा है आपने Laplace hypothesis? तो जब फॉर्मेशन सेम है तो रोटेशन भी सबका सेम होगा. ओके, you're saying this is west to east also, east to west also. How? Acha, you look at this face. You're looking at this face. This is east or west? Your west. This is east. If I move this, the rotation is happening from. Now look from here, same thing. Look from here, same thing. ठीक है? चलो ट्राई करते हैं विद द माइक. लेट मी नो अगर डिस्टर्बेंस आए. ठीक है, आ ही रहा है. ओके, चलो लेट्स कंटिन्यू. अगर आएगा तो चेंज कर लेंगे. सो यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन एंड सल्फर. देखो नाइट्रोजन एंड सल्फर के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आए 13, 14, 15 में. द पैटर्न चेंज. द ट्रिक इज वेरी सिंपल. एनीथिंग दैट यू टेक फ्रॉम द अर्थ, मदर नेचर, सॉइल से कुछ लोगे उसमें सल्फर मिलेगा ही. राइट, सल्फर, नाइट्रोजन, ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. बट द वे टू रिमेंबर इज इफ एनीथिंग दैट यू टेकिंग फ्रॉम सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ, सॉइल, एंड यू आर मेकिंग समथिंग आउट ऑफ इट, क्रूड ऑयल, कोल, एनीथिंग, उसमें यू विल फाइंड sulfur. Impurities we call it. Clear? And nitrogen में you can remember if heating of an object is needed, यानी heat involved है process में, you will find nitrogenous compounds being formed. ठीक है? This is one trick you can use to answer these questions. ठीक है? Of course, environment में look at 2013 to 15. Repeated questions they have been asking. चलो, this question again given in NCERT, and I came with a proof. Because students usually don't trust so easily, right? Please focus on the NCERTs. पहले 11th 12th करिए, then quickly 6th to 10th को just see if there is extra information. Okay? चलो, so answer is D, all of the above. Let's come to next one. Next is earthquake waves. Now correct पूछा है. Okay, 1 second. ऐसे इसको यूज करके उससे नहीं आएगा. अच्छा, लेट्स ट्राई. ठीक है, ठीक है, ऑडिबल. चलो, भगवान का नाम लेके नाउ लेट्स फिनिश ज्योग्राफी 3 years. सो करेक्ट पूछा है एंड देर आर 2 स्टेटमेंट क्वेश्चंस. ऑप्शन 1 ठीक है, 1 2 बोथ नाइदर वाला है, सिंपल. नाउ इन अ सिस्मोग्राफ P waves are recorded earlier than S wave. देखो earthquake waves are of 2 types, body waves and surface waves. Body waves are of 2 types, P wave and S wave. Surface waves are of 2 types, Rayleigh and love, right? Much needed. Now body and surface waves का मतलब है if this is the earth and यहां से earthquake originates, earthquake always originates below the surface of earth. This point is called focus or hypocenter. The point vertically above, the closest point on earth's surface is called epicenter. So we say Dholakova was epicenter, Kathmandu was epicenter, like that. Clear? So now body waves, yani the waves will start traveling within the earth. These are called body waves. Then they will interact with the surface rocks and convert into surface waves. Clear? So body waves mein P means primary, S is secondary. It's called primary because it's faster. They were the first to be detected on seismograph. Clear? Seismographs are the instruments which record seismic waves. तो P wave fast है, recorded earlier, that's why the name primary wave. P waves, individual particles vibrate to and fro, यानी आगे पीछे, to and fro, front and back, move करते हैं particles in the direction of wave. Whereas in S waves, the particles vibrate up and down, यानी perpendicular at right angles to the direction of wave. This is also true. To and fro movement is longitudinal, up and down movement is transverse. So answer to C hai, and these are the four waves. Look at this. P wave, it's a type of longitudinal wave. Wave direction in all four is in this direction. Clear? So P wave में क्या होगा? If you look at an individual particle, the particle will be moving like this. ठीक है? Wave ऐसे ही जा रही है, but inside the particle will be to and fro movement. That is why it leads to compression and dilation, because particles are coming together, away, coming together, away. Understand? S waves में, again the wave is going like this, the particle motion is up and down. So wave will go like this. These are called transverse wave because particle motion is perpendicular to the direction of wave propagation. Come to surface waves. Surface wave are of two types, Rayleigh and Love. Rayleigh में what is happening? The wave is moving like this, but the particle is going in an elliptical motion like this. Understand? That is why ये crest आपको दिख रहे हैं, right? And you can see, actually see the elliptical motion like this. Love wave में side to side, or as we call it in class, snake like motion, है ना? देखो love में अगर heart break हुआ है तो snake you will never forget, right? So think of a snake moving side to side like this, and that is why there are arrows here, side to side motion. These are the waves, Rayleigh and Love, which impact your buildings. Clear? The Rayleigh wave will uproot your building from the foundation, and Love wave will make it fall on left and right. Understand? So these are your seismic waves. बस ये है आंसर. Both of them are correct. Come to Indian physiography. Indian physiography में let's look at the first question. Correct पूछा है, okay. It's saying Amarkantak hills are at the confluence of Vindhya and Satpura. कहाँ? What is the hill which is at the confluence of Vindhya and Satpura? Maikal hills. Yes, good. ये दोनों मिलते हैं Maikal hills पे. ठीक है? Although ये थोड़ा controversial था because Maikal hills के ही अंदर you have Amarkantak. In fact, they meet in the city of Amarkantak. Where is Amarkantak? MP. Okay. I asked where is the city Amarkantak? MP. Where is the plateau Amarkantak? Both at the border of MP and Chhattisgarh. Is that clear? And this Amarkantak plateau is famous for being the origin of major rivers like Narmada, Son, and a small river, Johilla. Okay? So यहीं से Amarkantak plateau से it rises. So the first is wrong. Second, Biligiri Rangan hills constitute the easternmost part of Satpura. अब यार देखो, this much linguistics you need to know. Biligiri Rangan cannot be the name in eastern MP or Chhattisgarh. Clear? Sometimes this knowledge will help you crack some question as well. Okay? So of course it's in peninsular India. ठीक है? कर्नाटका वाले region में है. Easternmost is again Maikal or Maikala hills. Seshachalam hills constitute southernmost part of Western Ghat. Seshachalam कहाँ पे है? आंध्र प्रदेश. It's a biosphere reserve, right? और यहीं पे मिलता है the famous. हाँ, क्या नहीं करेगा? झुकेगा नहीं. The whole concept is about that red sanders, and that's found in southern part, the Rayalaseema region of Andhra. ठीक है? So again, this is wrong. Southernmost part of Western Ghat is considered Cardamom hills. ठीक है? And उसके नीचे भी there is some Agastyamalai hills. ठीक है? तो ये region देखा जाता है. Look at this. Vindhya है, Satpura है. Notice how Narmada is flowing between the rift of Vindhya and Satpura, and Tapi is to the south of Satpura. So actually क्या है होता है? नर्मदा, उसके ऊपर विंध्या है, नीचे सतपुड़ा है, then Tapi. This is how. That's why we say Narmada and Tapi flow in the rift valleys. That's why they are able to move from east to west, when the general slope of the land is from west to east. Is that clear? And यहाँ पे you have Mekala range. ठीक है, Kaimur, all of these are previous year question. Everything that you can see in the map is a potential, high potential prelims question. Hazaribagh आ सकता है, छोटा नागपुर आ सकता है, right? Mahi river. Why is Mahi famous? It crosses Tropic of Cancer twice. Which river crosses equator twice? Who said Congo? Good. And which river crosses Tropic of Capricorn twice? Limpopo in Africa. Okay. Chalo, anyway. So this is your Amarkantak, Narmada, Son, a small Johila river. This is your Bilgiri Rangaswamy temple bhi hai yahan pe, Bilgiri. ठीक है. And this is where Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats meet, but Bilgiri Ranga is not part of Nilgiri forest. Please remember, there's a difference. It's part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, yes, but it's not part of Nilgiri forest. ठीक है, नीलगिरी बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व में मल्टीपल नेशनल पार्क्स हैं, मल्टीपल वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरीज हैं, मल्टीपल फॉरेस्ट है. अगेन अ यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स PYQ. ओके, पूछा हुआ है उन्होंने, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग प्रोटेक्टेड एरियाज आर पार्ट ऑफ नीलगिरी बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, एंड दिस इज शेषाचलम. दिस पार्ट देखो, आंध्रा में दे यूज्ड टू बी 3 पार्ट, तेलंगाना, रायलसीमा एंड कोस्टल आंध्रा. क्लियर? तेलंगाना fought for its own statehood, they got their own statehood. Hyderabad is in Telangana. ठीक है, but normally क्या है, because these people are rich, coastal वाले तो super rich हैं, they were not very rich. Also they lie, this region lies in the rain shadow region of Western Ghat. बारिश नहीं होती है, right? Rainfall less है, drought conditions रहते हैं, heat wave is a major problem. So they were very angry, we are not developing, all the money is with coastal people, right? यहाँ पे फिशिंग एंड ऑल इज वेरी फेमस, रायलसीमा में मिनरल्स एटसेट्रा आर प्रेजेंट, ऑल द पॉलिटिशियंस आर फ्रॉम कोस्टल रीजन. सो दैट्स व्हाई तेलंगाना मूवमेंट गॉट द एंगर दैट इट हैड. ओके, एंड देन 2014 में इट वाज मेड अ सेपरेट स्टेट. चलो, अगेन एवरीथिंग इज गिवन हियर, सो डोंट वरी, द आंसर इज डी. लेट्स कम टू नेक्स्ट वन. Which one of the following is best example of repeated falls in sea level giving rise to present day extensive marshland? देखो, दो टर्म होती है, marshes, marsh and swamps broadly. Both are wetland area, that means there is a lot of water in the soil, है ना, water table is high, etc. The difference is swamps have trees, marshes don't have trees. Marshes have grasses, that kind of vegetation. ठीक है, तो ये ध्यान रखना. अब ये कह रहा है मार्शलैंड, ऑल 4 ऑफ देम आर मार्शलैंड. डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन टू आंसर. क्लियर? बट यहां पे रिपीटेड फॉल इन सी लेवल में रन ऑफ कच्छ वाज द रीजन. इफ यू थिंक ऑफ गुजरात एंड इफ यू थिंक ऑफ रन ऑफ कच्छ, this area was actually part of Arabian Sea. It was not a landmass that it is now. Clear? What happened is, during the movement of India, firstly India got broken from Madagascar, Western Ghat rose, so there were tectonic reasons. Secondly, Reunion Island के ऊपर आए, we were on top of Reunion Island, volcanic eruption, Deccan Plateau, lots and lots of tectonic movement happened. Because of that, the land in this Kutch region lifted and the sea level fell down, and this happened multiple times. Clear? One. Secondly, 1819 में there was a major earthquake in this region called Allah Band fault. Allah Band earthquake due to Allah Band fault. इसकी वजह से भी क्या हुआ, लैंड और ऊपर उठ गई. क्लियर? सो इवेंचुअली इट लुक्ड समथिंग लाइक दिस. डू यू सी द इंक्रीज in the land height? So what is happening now due to all of these tectonic reason and earthquake, the rivers which used to drain, into Arabian Sea, now the land in this part has risen, so the rivers cannot meet Arabian Sea. Rivers remain in Kutch. Understand why? Because land level has risen and sea level has gone down. And due to this, in monsoons, a lot of rivers come here and they remain here, and in dry season there is no water input. So what will happen? Evaporation will take over, right? So evaporation hoga, नीचे से पानी ऊपर आएगा, salts remain, water evaporates. That's why it's a salty marshland. Is that clear? So remember this story about run of Kutch, but tricky question to get, right? Because all the others are also भीतरकनिका उड़ीसा में है, राइट, फेमस फॉर ऑलिव रिडली टर्टल्स, राइट, बैतरनी रिवर, ब्राह्मणी रिवर, ऑल ऑफ देम. देन नौपादा, आंध्र प्रदेश, मरकन्नम, Tamil Nadu, all of them are salt, but they are not very famous. Of course, Bhitarkanika is very famous, and Ran of Kutch में the question has been asked. Again, next year they might ask a question on any of these. Is that clear? The options which are not the answer in 1 year are potential question of next year. So you should have notes for all of them. What is the answer? D. Ran of Kutch. Now let's come to climatology. Climatology is all concepts, nothing to cram up. Now look at this question. 25 में they had asked, correct पूछा है, okay. 3 statement है, without the atmosphere, temperature would be well below freezing point everywhere on the earth surface. Do you think it's true? Huh? What is the topic on which they have asked the question? What is the concept? Greenhouse effect. ठीक है, remember this. What is greenhouse effect? Absorption of that was the confusing term, but actually we have certain researches which point out there will be no place which will be above freezing point. देखो बहुत simple है, ये earth surface है, and please understand this because next year also there will be a question on the same concept. Some other question, but concept will be this. So this is earth surface. Now this is your incoming short wave radiation. I'll increase the speed slightly, so but if you don't understand feel free to ask me to repeat. देखो sunlight जो होती है that is electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave में होते हैं components G, X, U, Wimmer, gamma ray, X-ray, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, micro, radio, and this is increasing order of wavelength. Clear? Energy is inversely proportional to wavelength. So smaller the wavelength, more the energy. Gamma and X-ray, अभी आप पे लग गया, gone within seconds. Clear? They are very high energy waves. Thankfully, thermosphere is there to protect us from gamma and X-ray. Ozone layer, stratosphere is there to protect us from ultraviolet. Right? थोड़ी बहुत remaining ultraviolet still reaches us, and that's why we put sunscreen SPF 50, SPF 70, right? You're trying to block this dangerous ultraviolet. So basically these get blocked. A little bit of ultraviolet visible, this part is the dominant one in short wave. So don't think when we are writing short wave, ये मत लिखाना कि ये है short wave. ये तो पहुंचती ही नहीं है. These are not able to reach the earth's surface. The layers of atmosphere block it. They get absorbed by the earth's surface. Earth's surface is heated by the incoming short wave. They get absorbed during daytime. During night time, especially during winters, they get radiated. That means they are not reflected. Now their wavelength has changed. They become long wave, outgoing long wave radiation. That means, look here, this ultraviolet and visible wala in short wave now comes into this side. ये infrared dominant हो जाती हैं. Infrared क्या होता है? Heat वाली wave. Clear? So this has a lot of heat, infrared. So Earth's surface is heated by incoming short wave या outgoing long wave? Earth's surface is heated by incoming short wave. Earth's atmosphere, on the other hand, is a different game. Now see, Earth's atmosphere is almost transparent to short wave. Short wave के पास energy कम है, wavelength कम है, तो ये greenhouse gases like CO2 are not able to trap short wave. But now they are long waves. So they get trapped by greenhouse gases. Clear? They get trapped, they're not able to escape, they remain within the Earth's atmosphere, heating up the Earth's atmosphere and hence the temperature of Earth. Clear? If Earth's atmosphere was very thin or not present, our average present temperature, which is around plus 15 degrees Celsius, would have been minus 18 degrees Celsius. Do you understand? Thanks to our atmosphere, especially greenhouse gases, जिसको हम इतना blame कर रहे हैं environment में, right? But they have made life possible. Average temperature has increased from minus 18 to plus 15. ठीक है. Go to other planets like Mercury, all of these. They don't have thick atmosphere, very thin atmosphere. Daytime में temperature is +100. Night time में temperature is -100. Clear? Of course, it's very close to sun, so different. But atmosphere is what makes life possible. And atmosphere में these greenhouse gases do something which is called greenhouse effect. Right? They trap the outgoing long waves. समझ आया? Any doubt? This concept will be used every year, multiple years. Okay, and I'll show you here as well. So, without the atmosphere, temperature would be well below freezing point. Heat absorbed and trapped by atmosphere maintains our planet's average temperature. Atmospheric gases like CO2 are particularly good at absorbing and trapping radiation. Good. And also look at this word, particularly. They are mellowing down the English. That means it's a good statement, safe statement. All three are correct. If you know what greenhouse effect is, your answer is ready. And this diagram is something that you see, but isme unfortunately they don't tell you the components of electromagnetic wave. Clear? Uspe bhi there have been some questions which have been asked. So please integrate the two concepts and then you'll have a full greenhouse effect concept. Any doubt? So answer is 1, 2, 3. Mark किया था किसी ने 25? You marked C? Because conceptually they must be good, right? Heat budget, of course, it's part of NCERT. The whole chapter is basically quite important. Good. Next out. How many statement? 2. Correct पूछा है? Okay. Amount of dust particles in the atmosphere is more in subtropical and temperate areas than in equatorial and polar areas. कहाँ पे ज़्यादा होगा dust? Towards equator या towards temperate? Temperate, why? Because equator पे क्या है? There's a lot of moisture. Moisture trap कर लेगा. That's what we are doing now, na? Cloud seeding, road पे you will see the trucks with the spraying water. What are we trying to do? Dust being heavy can easily be brought down by water particles. So this is correct. Second, subtropical and temperate areas have less dry winds. Of course, this is wrong. They have more dry winds, right? And less moisture. That's it. Answer is C. Simple question है, straightforward है. Again, a conceptual question. Come to next one. Now look at this question, 25, okay? And understand this and then I'll show you something. दो statement है, correct पूछा है, okay. The question is, in January, in northern hemisphere, the isotherms, iso means same. Therm is temperature. So line connected places with same temperature is an isotherm. तो 30 डिग्री जहां जहां पे भी है वहां लाइन कनेक्ट कर दो, दैट्स एन आइसोथर्म. दैट्स कॉल्ड 30 डिग्री आइसोथर्म, 20 डिग्री आइसोथर्म. So it's saying in January in northern hemisphere the isotherms bend equatorward while crossing the land masses and poleward while crossing the oceans. That means on land, let's say this is land and this is water. So it's saying in January in northern hemisphere, let's say this is equator. So sun is somewhere here in the southern hemisphere, है ना, क्योंकि January है. So land पे isotherm will bend equatorwards, water पे it'll become something like this. Do you think that's true? What is the logic? How do you remember this? Guys, बहुत simple है. Look at this. This is January. This is July. Again from NCERT. Let's pick up January. January में sun is in southern hemisphere. Now look at the isotherms. What you have to do is pick any single isotherm. Let's pick this one. इसको उठाते 0 degree. Clear? In northern hemisphere the bend is towards equator on land and towards poles on ocean. यही दिया हुआ था. But why is it so? Now this happens due to a concept called differential heating of land and water. Clear? That means if you give the same amount of heat to both land and water, the temperature of land will shoot up very fast, but the temperature of water will not shoot up so fast. Clear? That is why in summers you can't walk barefoot in your home. Balcony में धूप है, गर्मी लगेगी, right? But swimming pool में you feel very good, right? Because water has one of the highest specific heat. Specific heat क्या होता है? Q is equal to MST. ये S होता है. S क्या है? Q by MT. Q is heat supplied और heat taken. गर्म करना है तो heat supply कर दो. M is mass, T is temperature. तो specific heat is the heat supplied to increase the temperature of unit mass of substance by 1 degree Celsius. Water को 1 degree increase करने के लिए temperature you need to provide a lot of heat compared to land. Similarly in winters, land cools down very fast, water will not cool down very fast. Again because of high specific heat. That's why go to a swimming pool or go to a beach. On the land you'll feel very cold in winters, right? But once you enter the water you'll feel very warm. Clear? बस जाते time ठंड लगेगी, right? But once you're inside the water you'll feel it's quite hot. Understand? So that is the concept of specific heat. Now look at this latitude and let's do one thing. Let's continue it in a horizontal latitude manner. Clear? So this is 0 degree Celsius on land. Sun has gone down. If this is 0 degree on land, at the same latitude across water, the temperature will be more than 0, less than 0. Will it be positive? Will it be negative? Positive. Let's say this is plus 15 degree. Why? Because land cools down very very fast. ये 0 हो जाएगा, ये नहीं होगा. Clear? Water will not remain. So what basically we are saying is, for water to become 0, नीचे आओगे this will be plus 20, ऊपर जाओगे plus 10, plus 5, plus 0 degree. So 0 से 0 को if you have to connect, the bend becomes like this. It's so simple. Does that make sense? बस ये करना था. 24 में भी आया है, 25 में भी same diagram, same question has been asked. And that happens due to concept of specific heat. The concept is specific heat. Application can be 100 different questions. Look at second statement. First is correct. In January, the air over the oceans is warmer than the air over land masses in the northern hemisphere. ठीक है? बिल्कुल ठीक है. Oceans जो हैं, they will not cool down very fast in January. The absence of sun. Relatively, land masses will cool down very fast. देखो land is like that friend of yours जिसको गुस्सा भी बहुत आता है, then प्यार भी बहुत आता है, right? You have that friend who suddenly gets angry and suddenly he's, you are my best friend, everything. Land is like that. You give them heat, temperature shoots up. You take back heat, temperature drops down. Water is like that mature friend of yours who's very calm, very centered. Clear? They will not, their range is not this. Their range is high temperature, it will go up. Low temperature, it will go up slightly. Land on the other hand, understand? Same heat mein. That is broadly the idea of specific heat. So the answer is A. Sahi hai? Now look at this question. Isn't this the same question? Same hai na? Look at the first statement. So isotherms, in the month of January, isotherms deviate north over the ocean, south over the continent. Second देखो, presence of cold ocean currents like Gulf Stream and North. अब ये तो यहीं गलत हो गया. Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift are warm ocean currents. ठीक है? They are the reason the eastern coast of North America में the cities are able to live. Otherwise temperature और ज़्यादा negative होता. Gulf Stream flow करता है, right? New York, parts of Canada वहाँ से. North Atlantic Drift Europe में जाके raises the temperature of Western European countries. Understand? So these are warm ocean current. These are not cold ocean current. ठीक है? This is also another reason that these warm ocean currents make the water warmer. Because यहाँ पे warm ocean currents है इस region में, make the water warmer. So what we said, in January land will cool down very fast, but relatively water will be warmer compared to land. So that is due to absence of sun, movement of sun. There's also another reason, ocean currents. Warm ocean currents will keep the water even warm. But this is a secondary reason, not the primary reason. Primary reason is movement of ITCZ or sun. Is that clear? चलो, A is the answer, second is wrong, first is correct. Let's come to Coriolis force. करेक्ट पूछा है, ओके. Coriolis force के फॉर्मूला पे क्वेश्चन है. Coriolis force क्या होता है? 2mv ओमेगा sin थीटा, that's it. m mass of object जो मूव कर रहा है, v velocity of object which is moving, w is angular velocity of earth, theta is latitude. ये होती है Coriolis force. I hope you know what Coriolis force is. Coriolis force is the deflecting force which deflects an object in northern hemisphere to its right, perpendicular लगता है, और southern hemisphere में to its left. Clear? And that Coriolis force is due to rotation of earth. It's like you running, you sitting in a car, take a stone, first stand still, take a stone, aim for something. You'll be very close to the target, you might hit the target, but now sit on a bike and now hit the target. Difficult है ना? Because now you are moving. So because all of us are living on a moving body, rotation of earth, that's why there is a deflection of these moving things. So question है, it increases with increase in wind velocity. बिल्कुल ठीक है. It is maximum at poles, absent at equator. Theta equator पे क्या होता है? 0. Sin 0 is 0. Coriolis force at equator is 0. Sin theta is maximum when theta is 90. Sin theta becomes 1. Coriolis force maximum at poles. Such a straightforward question. I know. Again from your notes, basics. Answer is C. Come to next one. Consider the following description wala question hai, okay, and which is the type of climate. In the description wala question, what you have to do is you have to, it depends if the question is easy or difficult, right? But if it's a difficult question, then you have to find which of these statement is the easiest one that you can crack, right? Don't try to be fixated on the difficult. तीनों में जो easy है उसको लेके start eliminating the options. Is that clear? यहाँ पे देखो annual and daily range of temperature is low. That means summer winter में difference is not quite high and day night में difference is also quite not high. ठीक है? That is called annual range and daily. Daily को भी also write diurnal range. अब ये कहाँ होता है? First equator, right? Or near water bodies, coastal locations. Clear? Go to places like Bombay for example. Delhi में 45 degree in summer और अभी देखना 2, 3, 4 degree in winter. बॉम्बे में ऐसा नहीं है, right? बॉम्बे में maximum चला जाएगा 35 and minimum would be 17, 16, 15 like that. The range is lesser compared to interior location. So this tells us what? This tells us that the location is either equatorial or coastal. ठीक है, यानी आइलैंड है, पास में बहुत सारा पानी है, देयर हैज टू बी अ लॉट ऑफ वाटर इंपैक्टिंग. व्हाई? बिकॉज वाटर हैज समथिंग कॉल्ड मॉडरेटिंग इफेक्ट. वो लैंड का टेम्परेचर अगेन इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज ज्यादा नहीं होने देगा बिकॉज वाटर हैज वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट स्पेसिफिक हीट. ठीक है. प्रेसिपिटेशन अकर्स थ्रू आउट द ईयर, पूरे साल प्रेसिपिटेशन है. नाउ अगेन बोथ ऑफ दीज आर वैलिड. इक्वेटर में भी होती है और यहां भी होती है. थर्ड, प्रेसिपिटेशन वेरीज बिटवीन 50 to 250 सेंटीमीटर. नाउ दिस इज द गिव अवे. अभी देखो विद दिस मच इंफॉर्मेशन वी नो आंसर इज आइदर ए और डी. मरीन मतलब नियर कोस्ट, राइट? चाइना एंड ह्यूमिड एक्चुअली हैव द सेम थिंग. दे आर एक्चुअली द सेम क्लाइमेट. ह्यूमिड सब ट्रॉपिकल को ही चाइना टाइप कहते हैं. सो इफ यू न्यू दिस एनीवे यू न्यू कि आंसर कैन नॉट बी बी एंड सी, राइट? नाउ बिटवीन दीज टू, first and second are telling us A and D is the answer. This is called 50% probability. This 50% probability rule is something that you will use. In fact, you must have seen by now that, sir, if I do 100 questions, if anyone does 100 questions, to be honest, they know 30. Right? इससे ज़्यादा hardly किसी को पता होता है with full confidence. They will not know 10 to 15. Depends on level of preparation. If you are excellent in prelims, this number will be 6, 7, 8. ऐसा भी होता है. If you are first attempter, this number would be 20 as well. Clear? But for an average student, the rest of the remaining question, which is around 40 to 50 questions, even more than that, ये question होते हैं जहां पे आप 50% पे अटक जाओगे, right? In these questions, you will know answer is between A and B, right? But वहां से then, if you get more than 50% correct, यानी let's say यहाँ पे you have 55 questions in which you have marked 2 correct. कि I'm 100% sure answer is either A or B, for example. If you, out of these 55, if you get 28, 29 correct, your prelims is cleared. It's a principle, it's a law that you can follow. Get these 30 correct, or 30 में से you will have 24, 25, 26 correct, because there's always some error here or there, right? 10, 15, try करो ये less than 10 हो, right? Leave them, नहीं होगा, बहुत difficult, especially in last 3-4 years, prelims has gotten slightly difficult. This is the game, this is what determines if you clear prelims or not, because everyone knows these 30 questions, nobody knows these 10 questions. ठीक है, तो प्लीज यहां पे फोकस करिए. ट्राई टू गेट टू योर ट्राई टू रिड्यूस योर आंसर टू 2 ऑप्शंस एंड देन गेट टू द आंसर. इज दैट क्लियर? एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली मैथमेटिकली घर जाके करना मार्क्स एंड यू विल सी हाँ यार आई एम गेटिंग गुड 90, 95, 100 प्लस मार्क्स आ रहे हैं. क्लियर? वन मोर थिंग, students ask me questions, sir, which question to attempt, which to leave. If you have come to 50% probability, that means you are 100% sure answer is between A and D, attempt that question. Right? Because now the probability of you being wrong and being right is half. These are good odds to play with. But if you don't know A, B, C, D and you're like Jai Mata Di, B karte, what will happen? Your probability of being correct is 25%, being wrong is, you are playing these odds, you will lose, trust me. Right? नहीं होगा prelims clear, हर बार 75% wrong है. That means if you do this exercise mathematically, if you do this exercise in 40 questions, 3/4, 30 of them will be wrong. That's what probability tells us. Use these things and you will clear prelims. ऐसा normally नहीं होता है. Normally with practice you will realize that especially those who attempted 25 or those who've been studying for 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, they will tell me, sir, हाँ, most of my questions I'm stuck with 2 options. Ask the 25 months, यही हो रहा है. Because your knowledge level increases month by month, revision by revision. Clear? Initially you might feel, कि sir, I know answer is between these 3, but even then don't attempt. Because then the probability is 1/3 versus 2/3. Correct होने का 1/3 है, wrong होने का 2/3 है ना, तो नहीं करना है. हाँ? Only attempt questions when you come here. Otherwise you will get more negative marks. Mathematically mock test दे के देख लो, यही होगा. I can write and sign, यही होगा. Clear? There could be exception, 1 out of 20 test, right? But on an average, this is what you will feel. And you will come to me and say, sir, marks तो बहुत आए थे, पर negative में -50 हो गया. Right? So start using these principles and you will see marks are increasing quite easily. Okay? So now in this precipitation 50 to 250, equatorial में precipitation cannot be so less. The range of precipitation is not so much. It remains above, fairly above 150 to 250 centimeter. उसके नीचे नहीं आता है, light drizzle होता रहता है और random hours पे हो जाएगा. You go to Bali, suddenly there is sun, suddenly there is drizzle. Right? So that means there is a variability in rainfall, up and down हो रहा है ज़्यादा. Over the year, the answer is marine west coast climate. Clear? Marine west coast climate is called British climate. Now use this diagram for your topic global climate. ठीक है, आपने देखा भी होगा. This is equatorial zone, equatorial climate. Come to tropical zone या hot zone 10 to 30 degree. इसमें we have 3: desert, Sudan या savanna and monsoon climate. This has been asked by UPSC in mains. Why deserts are found on western side of continent in subtropical high pressure belt? ये question था. ठीक है, so don't think ये कुछ difficult diagram है. They are asking this question पहले से. Okay, come to 30 to 45 degree warm temperate region. West में Mediterranean, center में steppe and east में China type or temperate monsoonal or humid subtropical. Clear? Come cool temperate, west में British type, center में Siberian type, east में Laurentian type. Clear? So now what you have to do, take any continent, put this on the continent. So west side of continent, if the continent in this area, it will be Mediterranean type of climate, right? Just do this exercise, it's a big topic. Let's try and do ours. ये है हमारा warm temperate eastern margin, that means warm temperate eastern margin, China type. It's also called humid subtropical, China type, temperate monsoon, etc. That means it's found in the eastern part of the continent and 30 to 45 wala latitude. Clear? But of course, this was not the answer. B and C option tha ye. Our answer was this. Right? British type of climate ya marine west coast climate. Marine west coast climate is you come further up 45-60 wala region and वहाँ पे western side पे you will find these climate. ठीक है? Northern hemisphere में ज़्यादा दिखता है because there is more land mass. यहाँ पे क्या है? Whole year there will be rainfall but winter maxima होता है. यानी rainfall is maximum in winter due to formation of frontal cyclones or temperate cyclones. ठीक है? यहाँ पे cold air mass होता है ऊपर, नीचे warm air mass होता है. Winter में this temperature difference becomes very high. So that's why frontal cyclone formation is quite intense. This cyclone, temperate cyclone, leads to rainfall in winters. Again, if you are a football fan or any fan where something is happening in London and you will see winter में rainfall हो रहा है यार. Watch cricket in winters and you will see rainfall in so much rainfall in December, right? If you're watching a show based in London and the month is winter, live telecast hai, and you will say rainfall in winters because these are frontal cyclones. Is that clear? So please use your daily life to get some of these concepts strong. Answer is D. Difficult topic hai ye wala, but you have to do this properly. ठीक है? इस पे again hundreds of questions can be made. चलो, come to next one. Next is with reference to water vapor. Which of the following statements are correct? So water vapor एक variable gas होती है, यानी across space, across time, इसका concentration change होता रहता है. It's a gas, amount of which decreases with altitude. Do you think it's true? Why? Environmental lapse rate, somebody said. Yes. Let's use the concept. So he's saying that as we go up, the temperature reduces by. The reason is greenhouse. The reason is greenhouse effect. We discussed the reason amount of which decreases with altitude, correct? Because heat source यहाँ पे है, heat source जितना ज़्यादा होगा उतना ज़्यादा water vapor होगा, heating होगा. It's a percentage. Its percentage is maximum at the poles. Do you think it's true? Where is temperature high, equator or poles? Equator. High temperature means more boiling of water, more formation of water vapor. So it's wrong. It's least at poles and maximum, not least, it least in the middle latitudes, है ना, subtropical temperate वाले region में, ठीक है? But it's maximum at the equator. Okay. So answer is, हाँ? यार poles पे क्या होता है? Poles पे we have moisture in different forms. Clear? So for example, वहाँ पे different processes go where sometimes solids get converted into gas directly or gases get converted into solids directly. It's called sublimation and deposition process. तो वहाँ पे भी हमारे पास moisture बहुत होता है, but solid form में, ice form में होता है. Clear? When it melts, then we have a lot of water vapor as well. Clear? So that's why ऐसा नहीं है कि water vapor will decrease as you move towards poles from equator. नहीं, equator से mid latitudes में will decrease and then poles पे slightly increase. Clear? Come to this question, very simple. Correct पूछा है? Correct है. 1, 2, first है thickness of troposphere at the equator is much greater than at the poles. It's such a basic question, right? लोग IAS बन रहे हैं ये सब correct करके. This is school level information, guys. So troposphere at equator, at poles. Equator पे troposphere is approximately 18 kilometers. Poles पे approximately 6 to 8 kilometers. So that means troposphere is like this around the earth. Clear? Why is it more at equator? High temperature builds up equatorial low pressure belt. Low pressure क्या होता है? If my feet is the equator surface, वहाँ पे low pressure है, all the wind from your feet, that means the floor, the wind will be attracted to this low pressure. अब ये सारा attract होके कहाँ जाएगा? It'll rise. That is low pressure. So low pressure पे wind rise करता है. Clear? Rise करेगा, so there is a throw upwards. That's why it goes to 18 kilometer. और भी concept है. Low pressure equals rising wind. Rising wind is equal to, as you go up, temperature reduces. Temperature reduces मतलब कंडेंसेशन हो जाएगा. व्हाट इज कंडेंसेशन? वाटर वेपर कन्वर्टिंग इनटू वाटर, लिक्विड वाटर. ऑपोजिट ऑफ बॉइलिंग इज कंडेंसेशन. अगर आप पानी को हीट दोगे तो वो लिक्विड से गैस में कन्वर्ट होगा. ऑपोजिट कर दो. इफ यू टेक बैक द हीट, इफ यू कूल द वाटर वेपर, इट विल कन्वर्ट इनटू liquid water. This liquid water droplets is your clouds. So clouds will form only at low pressure regions, not high pressure region. High pressure पे wind नीचे आती है. नीचे आने वाली चीजें heat होंगी, not cool. For clouds to form, condensation is a important concept. ठीक है. Another concept, they can ask multiple questions. I told you climatology is all about these 7, 8, 9, 10 concepts. ये हो गया, then sorted. So first, clear. Second, at equator heat is transported to greater heights by strong convection current. ये rising currents को convection current कहते हैं, जो low pressure से बन रहा है. So A is the answer, right? Something like this, equator and then poles. ठीक है. चलो, come to next one. Next is correct, and they are asking the atmosphere is heated more by incoming solar radiation than by terrestrial radiation. Now, tell me, we have already done the concept, by the way. So by doing 24, could we have done the 25 question? Of course, if we have done this one properly with greenhouse effect, so many questions of 24, 25, 23 are linked with each other. So this is right or wrong? This is wrong. Atmosphere is heated by outgoing terrestrial, यानी earth वाली radiation, long wave radiation. Clear? Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in atmosphere are good absorbers of long wave radiation. That is what greenhouse effect is. ठीक है? बस, that's it. Answer is D. First is wrong, second is correct. Trap कर लेता है अपने. They won't let the long wave radiation pass through it. They will be opaque to the outgoing radiation. Clear? बस ये है. Same thing हम वहां भी पढ़ते हैं, by the way. Venus. See, Mercury is not hotter than Venus. है ना? Venus is the hottest planet and the brightest planet. Why? Because Venus has thick atmosphere, thickest atmosphere. 96% CO2 है वहां पे. Greenhouse effect is off the charts. इतना strong greenhouse effect है, they will not allow the outgoing long wave radiation to go. They will trap the heat within it. Clear? Another application of greenhouse effect. So the answer is D. Let's come to next one. With reference to, again, with reference to Earth's atmosphere, which is correct? 4 statement है. Total amount of insolation. Insolation होता है incoming solar radiation. Received at the equator is roughly 10 times, 5 times है at the poles. Let's say we don't know this in exam. नहीं पता. It's a factual information. Let's try something else. Infrared rays constitute roughly 2/3 of insolation. ये हम ये क्लास में होता है. This is a very basic concept कि total insolation का. Let me show you. Just remember this. Total incoming solar distribution का. Again, GXU, Wimmer. So I told you these get blocked and most of ultraviolet gets blocked, but some ultraviolet, visible, infrared, they come towards the earth. So 5% is ultraviolet. Just look at this. 43% is visible and 52% is near infrared. Infrared में ही है, but near वाला, ये वाला wavelength. Is that clear? So that means these are the distribution. The incoming sunlight includes these. ठीक है? Majority of the infrared while coming to Earth's surface gets absorbed by the water vapor. Is that clear? But of course, not all of it. That's why when you stand in the sun, you feel heat. गरम लगता है? Infrared wave is related to the impact of heat. ठीक है? If I burn a body, एक steel को लेके हम जला देंगे. Clear? So heat can transport through various waves, conduction, convection, radiation. पढ़ा है? Radiation waves के through होगा, that is infrared wave. Remember this concept. इस पे question आया नहीं है, they can ask. So now look at the question. Infrared are roughly 2/3, यानी 67%. Wrong? कितना था? 52% approximately. So this is wrong. Infrared waves are largely absorbed by water vapor, concentrated in lower atmosphere. But this is the answer. यही तो पूछे. Right? But Infrared waves are part of visible spectrum. Nonsense. Visible is different. Infrared is different. Visible is broadly, not exactly, broadly 700 to एक्चुअली 380 ऐसे होता है, बट ये वाली जो रेंज होती है इसको कहते हैं फोटोसिंथेटिकली एक्टिव रेडिएशन. क्लियर? यानी प्लांट्स, लुक एट दिस, total insolation का less than 50% is photosynthetically active radiation, which can be used by plants to do photosynthesis. PAR, photosynthetically active radiation, is this range, 400 to 700 nanometers. Is that clear? Visible and PAR is not exactly same. PAR थोड़ा सा इसके beyond भी होता है, but broadly they lie in 400 to 700. This could be a question they ask next year, right? So second is wrong, last is wrong. We are confused between A and C. In exam, I'm imagining we are sitting and we don't know if A is right or wrong. Clear? So now we are at 50%. Probability rule. That means now we have to try to think and get the answer correct. ठीक है? अब इसमें this is factual information, right? ये factual है, but इसमें थोड़ा सा there is some application, some depth involved. Secondly, look at again, English will help you immensely. Largely absorbed, usually, commonly, normally. ये words आपके hint के लिए है. Clear? So use these to get the answer. But first thing is knowledge. Again, when I mention all those tricks, students are like, छोड़ो किताब. Right? Now तो will do all the, ऐसे नहीं होगा. Right? You need to cross a threshold in terms of knowledge. Then using this, you can easily go above 105, 110 marks. ठीक है? चलो. So C is the answer. Let's come to world drainage system. World rivers देखते हैं. Now this was a very controversial question they had asked in 2024. Question is, correct पूछा है, okay. Question is, the Red Sea receives very little precipitation in any form. Very little in any form. चलो ठीक है. They have made it simple for us. No water enters Red Sea from absolute term, right? My mind will say, yaar, this is false. No water. What if there is a little water entering? Then this statement is wrong. Clear? But the statement was correct. And it led to this huge controversy and people were so angry, this and that. Clear? 24, for example, marks were not given out of 100. They were given out of 99. One question was removed. Politica question, the controversial. ठीक है? 2023 में 97 questions में से marks मिले हैं. 3 were removed due to different interpretations, different answers like that. Right? Whenever there is controversy, they remove the question. Unfortunately, this question was not removed. Clear? So how to now get around this thing and get it correct? Answer C है, चलो. But this is Red Sea area. अब Red Sea में they are saying no rivers enter, but Eritrea में there are some rivers which originate. Anseba, Baraka, all of these rivers originate. But what happens is this region is so dry they eventually vanish in the marshlands of Sudan. Clear? Sometimes in some places I have said during high rainfall they are able to enter Red Sea. ठीक है? जब बहुत ज़्यादा rainfall आ जाता है. But they are categorized as seasonal streams, not rivers. Number one. Number two, whenever you are confused, Britannica पे what is given is usually taken at face value. ठीक है? So don't follow this website, that website, NCERT, Britannica. This is the encyclopedia. ठीक है? Official. So that's why you have to stick to official sources. Okay? Rather than somebody's blog, etc. They could be right. I'm not saying they could be wrong. They could actually put a video. See, the river is entering. Right? YouTube पे मिल जाएगा. But UPSC will only accept the official sources. On official sources पे दिया हुआ है no water enters Red Sea from rivers. The rivers which are present, they are considered seasonal streams, not rivers. Okay? Unfortunate था. But answer is C. This will also happen with you. That's why you need the bandwidth of 5-10 marks at least. Right? that this is why this year also you find students कितना आ रहा है 95, 96, 98, 94 नहीं हुआ prelims, right? Because there are some controversial questions जिसमें one wrong is 2.67 gone, है ना, with negative. Yeah, for me, Britannica is one of the top search because I follow it. And plus I know it's the encyclopedia, right? It's a source that UPSC will. But in any case, to be honest, you will never search this while preparing. So accept the fate, कि नहीं होगा. Sometimes you will accept, na, not everything can be our control. Mahendra Singh Dhoni से पूछा, how come you stay so calm? He said, I don't worry about the things not in my control. Clear? I only think about the things which I can control. Invariably, he was successful because he was not thinking about things which are not in his control. It's a cycle. If you stop thinking, you will be successful. Right? Only think about what you can control. Anyway, so the answer here is C. Unfortunate Red Sea question. Let's come to Congo. Which one of the following is part of Congo basin? Now two things. River may, you might see term Congo river or Ganga river, or you might see the term basin. Two different things altogether. अगर Ganga river आता है तो only trace the Ganga river, but if it's Ganga basin, then you have to take in the tributaries as well. Is that clear? तो यहाँ पे Congo basin है. Very difficult question. No elimination, no help, nothing. But let's try our approach. Africa के map में let's try to place. Now, Africa के map में we know this region, Gulf of Guinea region. So we know Nigeria is somewhere around here. We know Cameroon is somewhere around here. Of course, Ghana, Ivory Coast, ये सब यहाँ पे है ना. We know South Sudan तो यहाँ पे आ गया, right? इस साइड में है. And इसी के just नीचे we have Uganda. So one thing is clear, and we know somewhere around here Congo goes, crosses equator, and then turns back and goes into Gulf of Guinea. I think and I hope this much knowledge you should have to clear prelims. है ना? अगर इतना नहीं पता है, nothing wrong. You need to still work. You need to still do mapping classes, get the basics right, right? So Congo is somewhere something like this, but we don't know for sure. But 100% sure हूँ कि answer is either A or B, or C or D. So if I eliminate these two because they are far away, so I will say answer is between Cameroon and Nigeria. Clear? A good student will always have 50% probability on his paper. किसी टॉपर का ना पेपर उठा के देखना, और somebody good in prelims and you will see हाँ यार इन्होंने A and C मार्क किया हुआ है, right? Because this is what they do in their first go. जो first 1 hour 15 minute का होता है उसमें वो ये करते हैं, right? Briefly let me tell you, there will be 3 things you'll have to do. Correct में tick मार देना question number पे. That means I'm done, I'm 100% sure. I will not touch this question in my second go. Second revision में नहीं देखूंगा. This will be around 20 to 30 questions. Cross मार देना उन questions को which are तौबा तौबा ये क्या पूछ लिया यार, right? China में what glaciers they are asking. Clear? Remove, completely forget about it. It's difficult for everyone attempting prelims. Cross मार दिया, अब इसको नहीं देखना. The remaining question you'll put a circle. Clear? Try to do your first revision in 1 hour 10 minutes. Right? 1 hour में कर ले तो even better. But cannot be more than 1 hour 10 minutes. Clear? From 1 hour 10 minutes till 1 hour 35 minutes. You will do a second revision only of these questions which you had encircled. And ये कौन से question है जिसमें a lot of them will be 50%. So you've already read the question, but you're not really sure. You want to go through it again with a different mindset or after a different point of time, and then take this time around 25 minutes to quickly answer these. ठीक है? एग्जाम में यही अगेन क्या होगा, एग्जाम में ये व्हेन यू गो अगेन ये 10 में से 1 और 2 याद आ जाता है. जैसे आप पलट रहे, अरे ये तो हाँ, अरे सर ने इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज बोला था, यस जनरली समथिंग विल क्लिक. सो 1 to क्लिक हो जाएगा, अटेम्प्ट हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे अराउंड 50-55 क्वेश्चंस हैं. इसमें से यू विल बी एबल टू राइट से 40 to 45 क्वेश्चंस. 40-45 में से इफ यू 55% करेक्ट है, यानी 45 में से 25 भी करेक्ट हो गया, 26 भी करेक्ट हो गया, प्रीलिम्स डन, क्लियर, एंजॉय. Okay, do apply this logic and prelims will become easy. You have divided prelims now into 3 sections, right? And the focus section is this one. Okay, chalo yahan pe factual information tha. Cameroon में हमारा फ्लो करता है, नॉट द अदर कंट्रीज. सो नाइजीरिया है, कैमरून है, साउथ सुडान है, उगांडा है, दीज वर द कंट्रीज, एंड यहां से कॉन्गो आता है, इट फ्लोज थ्रू कैमरून. इज दैट क्लियर? बट प्रॉब्लम ये भी था इन द क्वेश्चन, दे हैड नॉट मेंशन कॉन्गो रिवर, दे हैड मेंशन कॉन्गो बेसिन, विच कॉम्प्लिकेट्स थिंग्स फॉर अस बिकॉज नाउ द ट्रिब्यूटरीज गेट फैक्टर्ड इन. ठीक है, बट इन एनी केस कॉन्गो बेसिन में ऑल्सो यू हैव दीज कंट्रीज. नाइजीरिया नहीं है, साउथ सुडान नहीं है, युगांडा नहीं है, यू हैव पार्ट्स ऑफ कैमरून. Okay, this is difficult in Andes. Same lines, that means difficult question they are asking. But Congo river is such an important river. It's probably the top 5 rivers that you have to study in the world. है ना? Nile, Amazon, maybe Danube, Volga, and this. है ना? The difficult part was not that they had asked Congo, they had asked Congo basin. It's very difficult because tributaries तो कहीं से भी आ सकती है ना. Any tributary can come from anywhere and join the main river. ठीक है, so that was slightly tricky. क्या करोगे नहीं आता तो छोड़ना पड़ेगा. Clear? It was a difficult question, guys, and I already told you more than 70% question are easy or medium. 70 to 80% question हमने देखा ना डेटा के साथ, they are easy to medium. Do those questions very well. चलो, come to Indian drainage, Indian rivers. Now first question again the same format. Waterfall region river. धुआंधार किस पे है? हाँ, नर्मदा. तो गोवा में कौन सी है? दूध सागर, चेन्नई एक्सप्रेस, है ना, मांडोवी रिवर. गुड. सो धुआंधार है नर्मदा पे, करेक्ट, बट मालवा नहीं है, महाकोशाल रीजन है, राइट? I'll show you, I'll give you the map as well. हुंड्रू झारखंड में है, छोटा नागपुर प्लेटो, सुबर्णरेखा, करेक्ट. गरसोप्पा ऑल्सो नोन एज, अब ये नहीं पता था बच्चों को. इमेजिन इतना मेहनत किया, सो मच हार्ड वर्क, जॉग फॉल्स, दिस दैट, राइट, सेकंड हाईएस्ट टियर्ड, सब पढ़ लिया, प्लंज वाटरफॉल, ये नहीं पढ़ा जॉग इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड गरसोप्पा. ठीक है, जॉग इज ऑन विच रिवर? वेस्टर्न घाट्स में है, करेक्ट. इट्स अ वेस्ट फ्लोइंग रिवर बट नॉट ऑन नेत्रावती, इट्स ऑन श्रावती रिवर. Clear? So answer is only this one, second. A is the answer. Let me show you. And the exercise that I'm doing in PYQs, you have to do it for your mock test, guys. ठीक है? उठा के मैप खोलना है, images सेव करनी है, potential questions लिखना है. 100, 110 will become very easy in prelims. ठीक है, इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है एज वी कैन सी. देखो, फर्स्टली दीज आर द जोग्राफिकल रीजन और कल्चरल रीजन, यानी बिफोर द स्टेट्स केम दीज आर बुंदेलखंड, बघेलखंड, महाकौशल, मालवा, विदर्भ, मराठवाड़ा, सौराष्ट्र, काठियावाड़, कच्छ, कोशाल, जंगल महल, मिथिला, भोजपुर. भोजपुर इज अ क्वेश्चन दे आस्क्ड लास्ट ईयर, है ना, पुरवैया इन भोजपुर. सो कीप दिस मैप विद यू. यूपीएससी लव्स नॉन पॉलिटिकल रीजन, यानी पॉलिटिकल स्टेट्स पे क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेंगे, वो एक जोग्राफिकल रीजन उठा लेंगे. ठीक है, एंड वहां से रायलसीमा दिल पिक अप. सो यू नीड टू नो दैट यहां पे रायलसीमा है आंध्रा में. सेकंड, यहां पे धुआंधार फॉल्स है, महाकौशल रीजन में, एमपी में. रॉक्स. ठीक है, इट्स अ वेरी गुड प्लेस टू गो. रॉक्स. ठीक है, इट्स अ वेरी गुड प्लेस टू गो टू. देन दिस इज योर हुंड्रू फॉल्स, सुबर्णरेखा रिवर झारखंड में, राइट. Also, it's a border river, guys. I told you border rivers UPSC loves. Subarnarekha forms border between West Bengal and Odisha. Okay. This is your Jog Falls. Anyone who's seen Jog Falls? Oh, very nice, yaar. Where are you from? आप Jog कैसे गए? Like specially to see Jog Falls या job? You studied in Karnataka. How was the experience? Very nice, na? Very tall. देखो, Jog Fall, first of all, Gaisopa Fall, Shravati River, all of this we have already discussed. Now in India it is the second highest, not waterfall, second highest plunge waterfall. Plunge क्या होता है? Plunge is like a curtain. That means this waterfall is not in touch with the underlying rock. ठीक है, एक single plunge में it's like jumping. If you jump from it, So similarly, water is jumping from it. It's called plunge. But its second highest plunge waterfall, the highest, and this is jog fall during monsoon. Monsoon में गए थे आप? Which month? What about there was someone else who went to jog falls? Which month? Around July. अरे वाह यार, ऐसा दिखा फिर flow. Normally you need to be safe during these months as well, right? आजकल selfie वाला चल रहा है ना? That the riskier selfie I take, more likes I'll get wala. So there are some accidents as well. Now this is the highest plunge waterfall in India, okay, which is called No Kalikai waterfall. This is in Meghalaya, Cherrapunji. Okay, Meghalaya, all of you must go once in your life and stay there for good 10-15 days. There's so much to see. Okay, in plunge waterfall, the tallest waterfall in the world is Angel Falls in Venezuela on Angel River. Okay, तो वर्ल्ड के भी हमें साथ साथ करने हैं. एंड द टॉलेस्ट और हाईएस्ट वाटरफॉल इन इंडिया इज कुंचिकल. कुंचिकल वाटरफॉल is again in Western Ghat region on the river Varahi. It's 455 meters. Clear? So these west flowing rivers are quite important from UPSC's perspective. The theme of the question is waterfall, west flowing rivers. These are your west flowing river. Goa की famous है Mandovi, Zuari. Mandovi पे you have दूधसागर. Then Kali Nadi, Shravati, Jog Falls, Netravati. Exam में दिया था. And Kerala की famous Bharatpura, Periyar and Pamba river. Netravati pe, I'm assuming they might ask a question because Netravati was used to make a wrong option in this year, na? So next year could be facts about Netravati. तो Netravati में आप search करोगे and you have to do this exercise. For example, originates in Kudremukh region. It's okay, it's okay. अच्छी ringtone है. See, Kudre means horse. ठीक है? So the mountain looks like horse face. Also, एक popular place क्या है? धर्म स्थल है जहाँ पे मंजुनाथ शिवा का पूजा होता है. This is important. The city of Mangalore lies on Netravati. Clear? UPSC has asked so many questions where they have linked river to a city. Lucknow Gomti, for example. Right? Kudremukh is also famous for iron ore mines. आप पढ़ते हो NCERT में. 2005 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने यहाँ पे स्टेक लगा दिया था. Right? They said यहाँ पे there's some endangered species, lion tail macaw and whatnot. Also, Kudremukh से not only Netravati but Tunga and Bhadra river also originate. ठीक है? So Krishna river is also linked to Kudremukh. Is that clear? This is the level at which UPSC is asking question. Okay? If you want stress-free preparation of mains, you'll have to do this much. Chalo. So answer is only one. Second statement is right now. Chalo, let's come to next question. Next is again 3 rivers. Correct पूछा है. Jhelum river passes through Wular Lake. Anyone from Kashmir? Huh? Acha, does it pass through Dal Lake? Dal is also in Kashmir, no? Dal is the more famous one. Now this is something that you have to remember, right? Wherever there is some confusion, trick कर सकता है UPSC. Yes, it passes through Wular Lake, but does not directly pass through Dal Lake. Clear? It's connected to Dal Lake through another river. Is that clear? So correct. Krishna river directly feeds Koleru Lake. नहीं? Where is Koleru? Andhra. देखो these are the rivers. अब इसमें झेलम देखते हैं पहले. ये झेलम जा रही है, ठीक है? यहाँ पे वुलर लेक है. This is Dal Lake, ठीक है? तो थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस है between Dal and झेलम. Okay. Again, this is Kashmir Valley. Kashmir Valley is between Great Himalayas and Lesser Himalayas, specifically Pir Panjal. You have to do everything, not only mapping. Geomorphology भी करना पड़ेगा. यहाँ saffron मिलता है, वो भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Everything has to be done. Clear? So that your topic is comprehensive. Second, look at this map. यहाँ पे गोदावरी है, नीचे कृष्णा है, दोनों आंध्रा में है. कोलेरू लेक is between these two. Clear? Between Godavari and Krishna. UPSC loves asking these kind of question because आप broadly देख लेते हो कोलेरू लेक को, but you don't see which river. यहाँ पे you have 2 rivers, Tammileru and Godimeru. Small rivers. But UPSC will not ask the small rivers. They will say Godavari goes to Kolleru Lake, Krishna goes to Kolleru Lake. They want to know if you know this is wrong or not. Okay. If I zoom it in, देखो Kolleru Lake, and you can actually see the delta deposition. Do you see the two bulges? Godavari, Krishna, and beach में you have Kolleru Lake. ठीक है? These are your Godavari, Krishna. यहाँ पे you have Kolleru Lake. ठीक है? And यहाँ पे the rivers that are flowing are Tammileru, Buddimeru. But again, more unknown the river, UPSC will make a wrong statement with famous rivers because they know it's very difficult for you to remember Tammileru and Buddimeru. Okay, this is another rule that UPSC normally follows. So second statement is, first is correct, second is wrong. Third, meandering of Gandak river formed the Kavar Lake or Kabar Lake. Correct? अब ये भी बहुत गंदा था. It was so heartbreaking because it's not Gandak, it's Burhi Gandak river, right? So imagine the bad luck. Students said, हाँ यार Gandak में तो कहीं आसपास पड़ा था, and actually this is wrong. Answer is A, but let me show you. These are the Ganga tributaries. Do you see Gandak? उसके east में you have Burhi Gandak, and Burhi Gandak forms this oxbow lake called Kabartal. ठीक है, और कन्वर लेक. इंग्लिश में कन्वर हो जाता है, बट इफ यू आर फ्रॉम बिहार, फ्रॉम दिस रीजन, दे वुड से कबरताल, राइट. ऑक्सबो लेक ये है, ये आपका बुरही गंडक है. ठीक है, एक रिवर मियांडर करता है. ठीक है, सो व्हाट हैपेंस टू इट इज, if you look at this, if you are inside the river, this bank is concave shape or convex shape? This will look concave to you, A वाला. No. If you're sitting here inside the river, this shape is concave shape. This is convex. Right? You have to look from within the river. बाहर से नहीं देखना है. Concave वाला जो side होता है ना, river is bringing, what happens is, on the convex side, river deposits the sediments, and on the concave side, river starts eroding. Understand? So what happens over time, this river will start flowing further meandering. So meandering increases due to this phenomena, deposition and erosion at the two banks. Clear? Eventually ये इतना ज़्यादा bend हो जाएगा that meandering बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, eventually will say छोड़ो यार इसे, I'll take a straight path. And now this part of the river is not connected to the main river. This is your Oxbow Lake. It becomes a lake formed by a river. Okay, concept is this concave convex side. Please have good command over this. Okay, ये पूछेगा in geography. So the answer is A, है ना? Now we are done with the majority. Now we are remaining 1, 1, 2, 2 questions in each. Oceanography में क्या पूछ रहे हैं? The temperature contrast, correct पूछे? The temperature contrast between continent and ocean is greater during summer than in winter. True or false? Why? It's more in winter. Why? No, but you didn't answer my question. There's a very famous quote. If you can't convince, then confuse. आपने मेरे को confuse कर दिया polar ले जाके, right? But full marks for attempting, right? And you need this attitude to clear prelims. This desperation to get to the answer, right? Even if you're wrong, वो ठीक हो जाएगा with the revision. But anyone, why is it more in winter? बहुत simple है. देखो summers में land है, water है. Now summers में what will happen? Land will heat up compared to water, but water is also heating up. Both are heating up, but यहाँ पे the temperature shoots up. Now water during summers assimilates a lot of heat. Clear? Then there are ocean waves, ocean currents, and this heat gets distributed in the ocean as well. ठीक है? During winters, both of them will lose heat, right? Land will lose heat very, very fast, right? Remember that friend. But water on the other hand, no, this will also lose heat, but now that heat is distributed across the water layers. So it does not lose as much heat as it should have. Clear? So relatively water loses less heat, thereby increasing the contrast between land and water in winters. Okay? This phenomena that we have just studied in single word is called thermal retention in oceans. Temperature को retain कर लेता है ocean अपने अंदर. Clear? So first is wrong. Now we're done with answer. In this statement 1 and 2, the moment you get one statement wrong, don't even worry about doing anything more. If you're confident this is wrong, just move forward. Okay? Just to verify, let's see, specific heat of water is more than that of land surface. Do you see how many times they are asking specific heat concept? How many times they are asking greenhouse effect concept? Gine chune concept hai, not even 10. And they are repeating year after year after year. Okay, and they will be repeated in 2026. So the answer is D. Come to biogeography. Correct पूछा है? Okay. Statement 1, soil in tropical rainforest is rich in nutrients. True or false? Why? Huh? हाँ? एक तो लीचिंग हो गया, चलो ठीक है, और सी एक चीज समझो, the nutrients in soil, this is your soil, यहाँ पे nutrients हैं, different layers हैं, चलो, the nutrients in soil determine the vegetation. That's true. Of course, we'll come to that later, decayed matter. But if there were no nutrients in soil, how do you have evergreen vegetation in this region? Nahin? If you're saying leaching is the only reason, you should not have a lot of plant life, right? वो तो नीचे layer में चला गया ना, nutrients have leached, B horizon, C horizon यहाँ चला गया, right? Basically the lower layers में चला गया. That means there is something else. That's why this question was asked. It's not as simple as some people just teach कि leaching हो गया. It's easier, but there's another thing. In tropical regions, the temperature is high. This is another concept you need to remember. High temperature leads to faster decomposition. ठीक है, इन एनवायरमेंट यू स्टडी डिकम्पोजिशन साइकिल, 5 स्टेजेस आपको बताएंगे, उसमें से ह्यूमिफिकेशन स्टेज, ऑल ऑफ दैट. माय पॉइंट इज बैक्टीरियाज डू डिकम्पोजिशन, एंड बैक्टीरिया स्पेशली एरोबिक बैक्टीरिया नीड्स 2 थिंग्स, टेम्परेचर एंड ऑक्सीजन. यू गिव हाई टेम्परेचर, यू गिव हाई ऑक्सीजन, बैक्टीरिया विल से चलो किसको डिग्रेड करना है, राइट, विच लीव टू ईट, एनर्जाइज हो जाता है. Right? Go to colder climates, reduce the temperature. Bacteria is like you. Right? आज नहीं जाएंगे यार, PYQ ऑनलाइन देख लेंगे. Clear? Blanket में हो. Same concept happens here, guys. And aerobic, of course. Anaerobic में oxygen does not matter. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Because the temperature is high, bacteria is energized, faster decomposition. The dead remains, the litter, the leaf, the branches क्विकली कन्वर्ट इनटू न्यूट्रिएंट्स. यानी बीच की जो स्टेज होती है, ह्यूमस बनेगा, ये सब नहीं बनेगा सीधा. इट्स लाइक टेक अ लीफ ड्यूरिंग समर्स इन दिल्ली, पुट इट इन योर गार्डन, एंड विद इन सम डेज यू विल सी लीफ इज गॉन. नाउ यू विल थिंक द विंड हैज ब्लोन इट अवे, सो टेक अ स्टोन, पुट इट ऑन टॉप ऑफ लीफ, एंड नाउ ट्रैक द decomposition of leaf. In summers you will see the leaf is gone. Do the same process in winters in your garden. The leaf will be present for many days, maybe weeks, because decomposition is very slow. Clear? So fast decomposition में dead remains directly nutrients, आपका calcium, magnesium, what not में convert हो गया. This nutrients के लिए fight करते हैं these trees. Of course leaching is one of the reason, but another reason is this nutrient is quickly taken up by the plants. Soil के लिए छोड़ते ही नहीं है. They don't let the soil take the nutrients. Plant through their roots take up the nutrients, because these are the densest areas, the rainforest. There is so much competition Every tree wants to outdo each other, get over each other, get close to the sun, take nutrients from the soil, etc. Is that clear? So the nutrients will not reach the soil. जैसे ही soil पे आया, all the trees will start competing. Shrubs, perennials, whatever is present, और वो लेके उसको grow करेगा. Understand? This is something that happens in tropical rainforest. This is the main mechanism of utilization of nutrients, not leaching. Clear? बट सॉइल में, अरे मतलब कुछ घंटों के लिए चलो सॉइल में है, बट देन यू डोंट से ना सॉइल इज फुल ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स. व्हेन वी से सॉइल हैज न्यूट्रिएंट्स, दैट मींस सॉइल की टॉप लेयर में परमानेंटली फुल ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स है, एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू गो, राइट. बट यहां पे स्टेबल ही नहीं होने देते. जैसे ही न्यूट्रिएंट्स बना, क्विकली रूट्स विल टेक इट अप वेरी क्लोज टू द सरफेस बीनीथ इट. इज दैट क्लियर? सो रिमेंबर दिस वन, just one difference it has with other area. So soil is not rich in nutrients. In any case, if you said leaching is the reason, तो फिर तो soil में तो है nutrients. Even if leaching is happening, the nutrients are still in the lower horizons. Then it would be correct. Okay? It's because the trees, the competition is so fierce, they take the nutrients from the soil very quickly. Then high temperature and moisture of tropical rainforest cause dead organic matter in the soil to decompose. बिल्कुल ठीक है. यही हमने पढ़ा है. ठीक है. एनवायरमेंट में लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर बेस्ड ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डिकम्पोजिशन साइकिल. ठीक है. इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड, नॉट रटोफाई. सो व्हाट इज द आंसर? डी. फर्स्ट इज रॉन्ग. लुक एट दिस वन. 3 ट्रीज हैं, डेसिडुअस पूछा है. व्हाट इज डेसिडुअस? इट कैन बी मॉइस्ट deciduous or it can be dry. Moist होता है 100 to 200 सेंटीमीटर एनुअल रेनफॉल, ड्राई होता है 70 to 100 सेंटीमीटर. ओके, तो डेसिडुअस कौन से है? महुआ, टीक, ये तो डेसिडुअस है. ऑफ कोर्स ऑल ऑफ यू नो दीज ट्रीज. महुआ इज आल्सो फेमस फॉर, ड्रिंक सबको पता है सर. देयर इज अ लिकर locally made from mahua, but it's also very good for your diarrhea, fever, all of these things. ठीक है, mahua tree. But of course it's famous for, in an economic sense, the liquor is made from this. But jackfruit is a evergreen tree, not a deciduous tree. ठीक है. और jackfruit जो होता है, in Hindi it's called kathal, right? It's highly nutritious, right? And it's called the fruit of the future. कि क्लाइमेट चेंज से भी ज्यादा इंपैक्ट नहीं होता है. ठीक है. स्टडी होता है, झेल जाएगा. इट बियर द चेंजेस इन टेम्परेचर, रेनफॉल एटसेट्रा. सो द आंसर इज बी. ये आपके रीजन है, एवरग्रीन. एंड दिस मेजॉरिटी पार्ट, दिस लाइटर ग्रीन इज योर डेसिडुअस फॉरेस्ट. ठीक है. सो अगेन एवरीथिंग इज गिवन हियर. जस्ट मेक एड दीज इन योर नोट्स. लेट्स कम टू इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी. India is one of the founding members of International North-South Transport Corridor. Now this is a very very important topic, right? इसमें हमने इंडिया ने बहुत इन्वेस्ट किया है ईरान के साथ चाहबार पोर्ट बना के. So multimodal transportation corridor है. Now it connects India to Central Asia to Europe via Iran, India to Central Asia via China, India to Southeast Asia, India to Europe via Azerbaijan. So आंसर तो दोनों हो सकता है. Why A is the answer? Because it's the language. Iran is the linchpin, the centerpiece of this corridor. Through Iran, we will connect into Central Asia. Through Iran, we will connect into Russia, Europe, everywhere. Right? And that is why US and Iran fighting is not a good news for India. ठीक है? So this is your INSTC. यहाँ से this Iran is the linchpin, and through this multiple branches in the future will go like this. ठीक है. Iran से will connect into Central Asia, to Moscow, to Europe, etc. ठीक है. So sea route का we have an alternative. The traditional route for the ships is the Suez Canal route. If we have to go to Russia, your North Sea, White Sea, Baltic Sea, तो हमें ये वाला route लेना पड़ेगा ना, Suez Canal वाला. Mediterranean, Strait of Gibraltar, right? Through this. So that's why we are making this multimodal transport route. ठीक है. IR का क्वेश्चन है, प्लस ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी, देयर इज अ लिंकेज. सो आंसर इज ए. इसमें भी some students got confused and they marked Azerbaijan is not a strategic partner of India, right? Azerbaijan, to in fact, there is some issues between India and Azerbaijan because Azerbaijan gives statements in favor of Pakistan, right? Look at this one. Botswana, Chile, Indonesia, resource. Botswana is famous for diamond. In fact, the second largest ever diamond in the world was found in this year, 24-25 वाला जो cycle था, in Botswana, right? The largest, of course, is the famous Cullinan diamond in South Africa. ठीक है, उसका तो नाम भी रखा हुआ है. Chile is famous for lithium. Is it true? And Indonesia is famous for nickel. That's also true. But what we need to understand, why this question, why these minerals? Look at this: lithium, nickel, even diamond is very important. Why? For India. Huh? Surat. India is, a lot of exports of India are dependent on gems and jewelry. What we do is Africa se we import the rough diamonds and then we polish and do the final work and then export it. Clear? And if you look at the countries in terms of producing of diamond, Russia, Botswana, etc. But look, diamond exporting, India. That means a lot of people, their jobs, economy of Western India, gems and jewelry play a big part. This is why diamond was asked. Clear? Second, lithium. Lithium to battery, right? Lithium ion battery, semiconductor, all of this renewable energy transition that we are doing. Lithium, nickel, cobalt, they play a very important role in this. So यहाँ पे you have Bolivia, Chile and Peru. Bolivia is of course the #1 country in terms of reserves, but these three are called lithium triangle. ठीक है, ये वर्ल्ड का सबसे डोमिनेंट रीजन है in terms of lithium reserves. Okay, but if you look at lithium exporting countries, again Australia, Chile, China, right? Having reserves is something else, exporting is something else. ठीक है, इंडिया में अभी क्वेश्चन क्यों आया? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. कश्मीर में वी फाउंड सम लिथियम रिजर्व्स, हम वी ट्राई टू गेट बिडर्स फॉर देम. इंडिया में रूल है दैट यू नीड एटलीस्ट 3 bidders for the bidding to go through. First bidding में November 23 में 3 bidders did not come, right? More than 3. So bidding failed. March 24 में no bidder came because they have some concerns about the commercial viability of lithium reserves. कि इतने lithium reserves हैं नहीं. For example, I don't want to put 1000 crore to get lithium of 800 crore. ठीक है? So maybe that is the doubt. Again, lithium reserves, different region, and this lithium triangle is the dominant region. Nickel में we have Indonesia, Philippines, all of these things. ठीक है, Indonesia, Philippines, just top 3 country करनी है, that's it, right? Nickel का application क्या है? Again, stainless steel में it's used, but nickel is also used in your rechargeable battery. So if you are very confident about rechargeable batteries, then this question and another question that is coming, you would have easily done. ठीक है? अब the problem is आप पढ़ते हो from economic sense, the business of rechargeable battery. You should have focused on the minerals that are found. So यहाँ पे all 3 are correct. C was the answer. Come to this. Now, इसमें they are asking cocoa 24 में. Why? Chocolate, right? But what about chocolate? Kit Kat. आप क्या brand के नाम बोलोगे क्या? I don't know if you're a fan of chocolate or not, but 2024 में suddenly you must have seen, especially these imported chocolates. You said they are not there at the shops, right? जैसे आप लेने 24 में, if you had gone to a shop and you were like कि मेरे को particular लेना है for my niece, nephew, or for yourself, and you find they're not selling it anymore. What? They're just selling the local brands because something happened. The price of chocolate shot up 3, 4, 5 times in 2024. Why that happened is because of the region, the geographical region where cocoa is produced. For example, Ivory Coast and Ghana, ये Gulf of Guinea वाला जो region है, यहाँ पे you get lot of cocoa producers. Now in the Western Africa, Gulf of Guinea, this water body is Gulf of Guinea. What happens here is during El Nino, India में drought आता है, but यहाँ पे flood आता है. Clear? So in this region 2024 El Nino year, यहाँ पे It led to flooding. Flooding led to fungal diseases. Some fungus started growing which started attacking the seeds of cocoa plant, which yields your cocoa. Cocoa is used in manufacturing of chocolate. Is that clear? So question randomly nahi aa rahe hain, right? When a major supply chain gets impacted, UPSC is asking a question. ठीक है, so current affairs based question था ये. ठीक है, look at this, cocoa में अफ्रीका में more than 72%. ठीक है, in any case ये जो region है ना, ये UPSC का favorite region है. So many questions in world history, in post independence, in geography तो multiple times. Cameroon, अभी देखा ना, Congo river. Western Africa UPSC loves, right? Southeast Asia also UPSC loves. So यहाँ पे you should have quite good command. ठीक है, all the information is given here, what we discussed. The answer is Ivory Coast and Ghana. Let's look at this one. About 3/4 of world's cobalt. Again cobalt, why? So if you know the reason why this question is asked, at least you won't be scattered in your preparation, right? So batteries में अब ये कह रहा है it's produced by around 3/4. Which country? Democratic Republic of Congo. More than 60-70% of world's cobalt is manufactured here. But there is an interesting story. See, India क्या कर रहा है? India is importing rough diamonds, polishing it, selling it, earning money. Good forex we are earning. China is very strategic. China is following the same model हमसे पहले. But China is doing, why to do it with diamonds? Diamonds have no utility apart from economic value. Let's do it with these critical minerals. Clear? So what happens in Congo is more than 60-70% of Congo यहाँ पे है, but Congo does not have the level of technology required to make the final cobalt that is needed. The final product नहीं, एक intermediate product बनाता है called cobalt hydroxide. And this is why this question was asked. What companies need is refined cobalt. What they are producing is mined cobalt, an intermediate product. China क्या करता है? More than 90% of this cobalt imports. Works on it, processes it, and then starts selling the refined cobalt. Whole world is now dependent on China. Clear? China is only dependent on one country, Congo. But whole world is now dependent on China. And that is the game they are playing. They're very smart. They have not started this now. They started it decades ago. Right? Now so they are bearing the fruits of their efforts. India should also start doing similar things, especially in these strategic and critical minerals. ठीक है? नहीं, strategic and critical minerals साथ में बोलते हैं. See, rare earth elements का scientific definition होता है. Strategic and critical minerals are used in terms of policy. So India में, for example, we have defined 30 minerals which are strategic and critical minerals. Clear? But rare earth minerals होते हैं जो 17 elements होते हैं. Periodic table में जो सबसे नीचे दो अलग से lines देखेंगी, lanthanides and all. ठीक है? So that they have a scientific definition. Critical and strategic has a policy definition. Okay. But this topic is extremely important. Answer is C. Come to Indian economic geography. इसमें क्या पूछ रहा है? With reference to coal-based thermal power plant. Correct statement बता दो. Okay. None of them. Now none of them is a very dangerous wording. Absolute words है. Right? That means even if one small company is doing it, the statement could be wrong. So none of them uses seawater. False. गुजरात में है बहुत सारे. टाटा का प्लांट है ना? मुंद्रा में प्लांट है, अदानी का भी है, टाटा का भी है. All of them are using seawater. None of them is set up in water stressed districts. Wrong. सिंगरौली में है, एमपी में है प्लांट. Right? Water stressed है, but they are using it, which is wrong because thermal power plants require a lot of water for washing, cooling, processing, whatnot. Clear? But this is wrong. It's private. None of them is privately owned. अभी बताया. These two points are actually दोनों टाटा या अदानी के पॉइंट से you can solve this. ठीक है? जो कोस्टल गुजरात वाला प्लांट है उससे we could have answered. Or you have the confidence कि absolute word है. So let's be careful. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे again I've given the information. Answer is D. Come to this one. Ilmenite and rutile. Anyone heard of this? दिस क्वेश्चन वाज एक्चुअली नॉट डिफिकल्ट, यहाँ डिफिकल्ट लिखा हुआ है, बट few weeks ago I did 13 years PYQ geography का with some batches. This question, the topic is beach sand minerals. बीच की जो सैंड होती है ना, उससे कुछ मिनरल्स मिलते हैं, लाइक मोनेजाइट, लाइक जिरकॉन, मोनेजाइट, थोरियम पढ़ा होगा आपने, वहीं से थोरियम आता है. इल्मेनाइट एंड रूटाइल आर आल्सो बीच सैंड मिनरल्स. So if you had done that question, maybe 17, 18, 19 में आया था, this question was easily doable. ठीक है, अभी तो 3 years है, that's why we have, I can't show you that, but ilmenite and rutile available in certain coastal tracts of India, rich sources of which of the following? दोनों टाइटेनियम बेस्ड कंपाउंड्स है. टाइटेनियम का सोर्स है, लाइट बेस्ड मटेरियल है, एरोस्पेस वगैरह में टाइटेनियम हैज हाई एप्लीकेशन, बट दैट इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट. इंपॉर्टेंट इज दिस. ये 6 minerals करने हैं, 4 have been asked, 2 have been remaining. If your luck is good, maybe they'll ask next year. Ilmenite, rutile, zircon, garnet, monazite and sillimanite. Even this was given as one of the options in one PYQs. Okay. तो ilmenite में you see टाइटेनियम है दोनों में, and rutile में. और ये गुजरात से लेके मोती दमन कोस्ट से लेके उड़ीसा पूरी बेल्ट में, ये जो आपका नर्मदा सोन दामोदर लीनियामेंट जिसको कहते हैं, राइट, वहां पे दिस इज फाउंड. Titanium used in aerospace, electrical industry, paint, etc. Zircon. Now this is also you have to do with economic geography. Application please लिख लीजिएगा. रटना नहीं है, समझना है. Zircon का क्या समझना है? Zircon is used in foundry. That's it. Foundry में क्या होता है? Metal castings बनाते हो आप. बस. So metal casting related high temperature चाहिए, whatever. Now you are sorted. Look at monazite. Monazite हमने already बात किया. Thorium, nuclear power. Look at garnet and sillimanite. They are used in abrasive industry. Abrasive क्या होता है? Shape, finish, abrasion, ऐसे. ये वाला जो काम होता है इंडस्ट्री में. Clear? Abrasion, घिसना, rubbing और friction. And refractory industry. Refractory is any outline of a structure is required to maintain withstand high temperature. उसको कहते हैं refractory industry. So again temperature related ये compounds हैं. ठीक है? This is a very important theme as well. Will be asked in UPSC. So यहाँ पे क्या है आंसर? Titanium. Let's come to agriculture. Again a controversial question, very controversial question. During 2022-23 पूछा है, India is the largest producer and exporter of, नहीं not this one sorry, ये तो simple था. India is largest producer, exporter and consumer of turmeric. What is turmeric? हल्दी. देखो आप सुबह अभी सब आधे बच्चे, half of you must have had haldi water, haldi milk, right? The demand is so much. Clear? More than 30 varieties of turmeric are grown in India. Correct? Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu are major turmeric region. Yes. Third वाला कैसे करोगे? Do you think Haryana, Punjab will grow turmeric? The land is too precious to be given to turmeric. यहाँ तो wheat rice grow करेंगे. Understand? So logically, all of these spices, all of these groundnut, all of these pulses, इनको कौन सा land मिलता है? ये बीच में, ये MP, महाराष्ट्र, ईस्टर्न महाराष्ट्र, तेलंगाना, parts of कर्नाटका, वेस्टर्न उड़ीसा, ये वाला. Right? जहाँ बारिश ज्यादा नहीं है, that land is secondary in demand, right? So simple answer is all 3 are correct. अब ये पूछा है, maybe 2 years down the line they might ask conditions required to grow turmeric. किस तरह की condition चाहिए? This is something you will have to do. Okay. Come to this question. हाँ, this was the controversial one. Correct पूछा है, India has more arable land or arable areas than China. Arable means land on which agriculture is done. ठीक है? This is true. चलो, proportion of irrigated areas is more in India as compared to China. अब प्रॉब्लम यहां ये है कि वर्ल्ड बैंक ग्लॉसरी का डेटा कहता है इंडिया में अराउंड 30% है, चाइना में अराउंड 52% है, बट वो पुराना डेटा है. आवर मिनिस्टर्स, आवर पार्लियामेंट्री क्वेश्चन में वी स्टार्टेड सेइंग दैट इंडिया में इरिगेशन हैज रीच्ड 55%. राइट? ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम जब ये प्रीलिम्स हो रहा था 23 में, दीज काइंड ऑफ रिपोर्ट्स वर गिवन. ठीक है? सो नाउ विच टू यूज, विच नॉट टू यूज is tricky. Clear? UPSC considered this World Bank glossary से जो इन्होंने information उठाया था. ठीक है? And this question did not get cancelled. So proportion of irrigated area is more in India? No. It's more in China. Average productivity per hectare? ये तो possible ही नहीं है. China is way ahead in productivity in almost all the crops. ठीक है? Also because ऐसे मत सोचो China is great. China is using very huge amounts of fertilizer. Look, 503 kgs per hectare India to compared to India's 160C. Fertilizer ज़्यादा use कर रहे हैं वो, productivity increase हो रहा है, but that will have negative impacts on their soil as well. Okay, so bas that's it. This we had to remember. Only one statement is correct, which is first one. Tricky question tha, again a very controversial question, very upset students, etc. Last, population and settlement देखो. Very simple. What is total fertility rate? Number of children a woman will give birth to in her reproductive age. Normally होता है 15 to 49 is the reproductive age, but it ऐसा कोई fixed definition नहीं है. So number of children born per 1,000 people in population, number of children born to couple in their lifetime, birth rate minus death rate. What is this? No, natural growth rate. Actual में migration वाला component भी आ जाएगा. Okay. Average number of live births of women would have by end of her childbearing year. So answer is TFR. कितना है इंडिया का TFR? It's less than 2 now. हाँ, 1.9 से 2 वाला range है. Different sources हैं, right? But it's less than 2. How much should it be? Not 2. It should be 2.1. That's called replacement rate. Their husband and wife, they should give birth on an average. They should give birth to 2.1 children to replace them. 2.1 का मतलब on an average है. ठीक है, 0.1 बच्चा नहीं होगा. Clear? Because sometimes some infant mortality will happen, something happens, so slightly more than 2 is required. That concept is called replacement rate. ठीक है? So answer is D. Simple question. Look at this one. Which of the above countries are frequently mentioned in media for their low birth rates or aging population? कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज निकाल लेते हैं. इटली एजिंग होगा, जापान, नाइजीरिया अफ्रीका है, साउथ कोरिया वर्स्ट सिचुएशन इज इन साउथ कोरिया. साउथ अफ्रीका का तो इंडिया से भी ज्यादा टोटल फर्टिलिटी रेट है. ठीक है, सो आंसर इज 1, 2 and 4. And you could have done this with elimination. For example, if you know 3 cannot be answer, quickly eliminate B and D. Now you're left with A and C. You don't even need to see 2 and 4. 3 आपको बता रहा है, it's helping you. So now all you need to do is 1. Italy is definitely. So through Nigeria and through Italy you got the answer. Have the smartness to do that in difficult question. ठीक है? If we talk about the TFR, again the concept is same. TFR पे 2 question आ गए. So Italy 1.3, 1.21, Japan 1.4, Nigeria 4.3, South Korea, look at this, 0.75 to 0.85. Developed countries mein, our Prime Minister a few years ago, they said that India should start thinking about exporting labor, exporting people, right? And that's not a bad idea, to be honest, right? So जाइए South Korea, क्या UPSC करोगे, right? वहाँ पे young people की demand बहुत ज़्यादा है, government incentives हैं by the way, right? For young people, for marrying people, etc. So this is your story. And that's your 3 years PYQ. Okay. Any question? If you have any question after the class, feel free to come meet me. Okay? Or you can join one of these mail, telegram, etc. to ask your questions. Chalo, good luck. Prelims अच्छे से देना. ठीक है? Okay.
All of it takes is one prelims paper to expose every gap you didn't know you had. So why wait for the exam to reveal them when you can fix them beforehand? Prepare with purpose. Prepare with Sandhan. Sandhan is not just another test series. It's built around you, for you. It adapts to your preparation, highlights weak areas, sharpens accuracy and trains your mind to approach questions the UPSC way. You don't just attempt tests, you create them. Pick from 25,000 plus questions, select topics, chapters and subjects, and practice exactly where you need improvement. Every question links back to NCERT, GS Foundations and current affairs, ensuring your preparation is comprehensive and exam ready. Every test builds focus, clarity and genuine prelims confidence. Sandhan doesn't just prepare you, it shapes you into a prelims ready aspirant who thinks, applies and scores. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.